Welcome to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown, Michigan. Passing pattern to Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Where we bring you the best in sports, entertainment, and insight. Join us every weekday from 2 to 4 p.m. as we break down the latest games, analyze the biggest plays, and dive into the hottest topics in sports. We'll have exclusive interviews with your favorite athletes and guests, and you'll get a front row seat to all the action. So tune in to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Got one-on-one going end zone. Edwards in the air. Oh, what a catch by Braylon Edwards. His second touchdown of the game.
On the Woodward Sports Network, where sports comes to life.
Welcome in. It's the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep on Woodward Sports Network. I am your host, Braylon Edwards. And the guy to my left, the handsome gentleman over there, is the man, the myth, the legend. This is Matt Shep. What's going on, Shep?
We've got three really talented people and me here today. Anson is with us in the booth.
Hence the green and white. I don't know why.
And then,
but
of course,
green
Kool-Aid.
and white tends to always happen when Anson's
Well,
here.
why? Yeah, that's.
Look,
at
Jets colors. But yeah.
that's a fair point.
It's
you
not
know?
an accident.
And listen, and the Jets
you're in here.
with a hint of black. Yeah, sure. But what is it? See, you can pull that off. There's certain people who can't.
This is, you know what?
I'll look at them and whistle.
Shep, this is a nice
And then-
Adidas fit. You could. This will look good on YouTube.
No, it would not.
Okay.
No, it would not. And that's okay. That's okay.
no.
No. I'm fully aware of what works and what doesn't work. I mean, my wife tells me all the time, this is a sweatshirt. It's got a little bit of a hood.
Okay.
It's light. It's not heavy. She's like, you shouldn't wear that. Men your age should not wear sweatshirts with hoods. I'm like, well, I
disagree.
I think that's BS, so I wear it anyway. I would not attempt to wear that. I don't know. Kool-Aid, help me with this.
I just got to get your shoes right. I got to get your shoe game right. You can wear this.
Those are Cole Haans. These are Cole
No,
Haans.
I'm talking about with this.
Oh,
outfit.
with that, I
Yeah,
got
with
you.
this. No, your shoes
I haven't
are
even
fine.
noticed your shoes. Kool-Aid, have we seen
Jordan
Braylon
one low dunk
wear
all
the
time.
same outfit all the time I've been doing this show? Has he worn the same outfit more than once?
Yes.
Like maybe an overcoat, yeah, okay. So he's got.
Yeah, I've seen some accessories, but I mean,
I'm
the
not
closet
sure.
it seemed a little limitless, man.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
It's sneaky. You mix a jacket with some pants. You switch it out. You take a jacket off. You just wear it with a t-shirt and some pants. You know, there's a million ways.
And then you
to
roll
rock-
it all about,
to rock
I
some of the
guess.
same outfits.
Yeah.
I would disagree though, Shep. I will tell you. She tells you on a consistent that you guys work as marriers. There you is. there you go. So yesterday it snowed abundantly while we were doing the show, and we just want to get some information. Dad came in the studio.
Looks good. Yeah.
Shout out.
100% Pop looked good. Shout out to Pops. My stepmom came in as well.
Still yoked a
He's
little bit.
He's finding ways to get to it.
No, he looks
He's-
good,
I
man.
agree.
Always,
He found the way.
I say that to say this.
He says to me, he goes, man, you guys are smooth. You guys are killing it. I'm like, oh, hey, your son. It's just put on the old backpack. Carry the rest of
there
us.
he
He's
is.
like, oh, man, I love it.
I disagree,
So it's
man. It
good.
takes a team, and the team is rocking and rolling. But yesterday we in a meeting, had a little bit of Zoom call, did all those things that we needed to do. I say that to say this. I didn't leave here till 5, and when I left and I got in the car, Shep, traffic was just crazy. The snow, the blizzard was coming down, and as you get older, individuals, they're new drivers on the road, and you can tell the new drivers. It takes me 25 minutes to get from Birmingham to where I live in West Bloomfield. It took me an hour and 27 minutes to get home yesterday. That's how bad traffic was on Maple. When I tried to sneak around the neighborhoods, that wasn't gonna fly. Ended up taking longer.
especially because the neighborhoods, they're not plowing the
I
neighborhoods.
tried to get to Courtney though.
Right.
I figured the further up I went,
Yeah.
the easier to come down it would be.
Yeah.
2:20 for me. 35-minute drive took me 2 hours and 20 minutes.
As we welcome in Anson Wells, they
Are you
appreciate you in the audio
kidding me?
booth. 220?
Do you appreciate my audio booth outfit, by the way?
I like the swag. You got
Yeah.
the Sun Cruiser shirt on, man. You got the
Yeah,
scarf.
you got
looking
that
smooth. You
rustic
got the
colored
Pistons
hat.
Scully on.
Yeah.
Shout out Tom Mazaway, my Christmas present. I don't get many.
see. Okay.
I love
What
this
was
one.
it, the hat or the
I
scarf?
had to get on
The hat.
Maz about
This
not
is
getting
from a
me
young
one.
lady.
but
I already
figured
know
it
you
out.
don't like the scarf, but you know how many females gave me compliments on this scarf?
That's because
today?
they want to wear it themselves.
I ain't chasing men. But listen,
Shep.
I got a question for you guys.
Shep with the shade.
This snow is not snow. Okay? For the last 10 years.
Right.
Like there's soap in that snow. There's something in
snow
the
machine.
This is not the snow I grew up with.
So you have
Fair.
you are one of those guys who you are really, really digging deep in your conspiracy theories.
There's a snow machine. I will say that.
Now you have it.
Chemtrails are
Yeah.
not
Now
just
you
a
have it
machine.
with Mother Nature. You're telling Mother Nature she's a conspiracy.
Chemtrails are real. They actually disseminate chemicals and metals into the atmosphere. That comes back down.
I will say that there's something to what Anson talks about. Now, Anson, he goes off the deep end from time to time, and we find ourselves in the middle here or there. I think this is one
Conspiracy
situation where I
whales.
might find myself in the middle on this one. It's because I was having a conversation. I go to New York 2-3 years ago, and my Uber driver picks me up, or my car service picks me up to take me to an event. I was going to see the New York Jets. It was an event. And just a great conversation. He tells me how he got into, chauffeuring back in the day. He was doing it in New Jersey, et cetera, et cetera. And he starts talking about the weather. It was in December.
Yeah.
And I said, man, it never snows in December like it used to in New York. And this is what I started with. I played in New York. I've traveled to New York even long before I became a Jet. New York used to look like, Detroit looked yesterday to some effect.
Sure.
Hadn't seen it in a very long time. Man, I opened up Pandora's box by having that conversation. He said, man, let me tell you about these weather machines, man. It hasn't had a big snow in New York. And he started going through the dates and telling me about this, that, and the third, and the percentage, and the inches, and all that. I said, you're a little too detailed as it relates to this information. But there was something to what he was saying, because it does not snow like it used to. And to Anson, the snow was crazy yesterday, but then it's like, poof.
Well, yeah. I mean, the sun pops out a little bit. The snow is sticking. I had to snow throw my driveway twice yesterday. So,
You do it yourself or service?
no,
Old school?
I do it myself. Yeah.
The hell with that, man. I'm telling you, the number one cause of hospital visits in the winter in Michigan.
What are you saying?
It's people. Nah, I didn't say old people. I just said people falling during shoveling snow. So
that hip.
be careful out
I
there,
did not.
man.
Well, I didn't.
That's
say,
flu and other
So
stuff.
here's the deal. I didn't say I shoveled. I said I
Snow blow.
snow through my driveway twice.
Snowblowers are fun. Period.
Yeah, and if like his driveway, you need it. I'm sure your guys same thing. We have a circular and a straight, so we need something that blows it out there pretty good. So
Big
that's what I did.
driveway you got shot.
Well, I mean, I guess I wouldn't want to shovel it. How's
I
that?
feel that.
Okay, but look, here's the problem, and this is an age-old problem. Driving in the snow is not that difficult.
It's not. It absolutely is not.
These are rules to live by. If you're going to go slow, there's nothing wrong with that. Get in the right lane.
Yes, sir.
Okay? If you're driving a big truck, then that's fine. Just don't be close to people when you're flying by because you got the four-wheel drive.
100%.
All right? You find a strip that you want to take off, go right ahead. Some dude today, as I'm on my way here to our lovely family room here at Woodward Sports, some dude in a truck thought he was hot, you know what,
Hot
right in the
stuff, hot
ditch,
stuff.
right in the ditch into all kinds of trees. It's going to take a while to get that dude out.
Yeah, I saw
Okay?
two of those on my way here today, and both of them created by a big old dual cab truck, thinking that they're all that. I'm like,
So no
it's 10
sympathy
minutes
for
you're
you.
cutting off your day.
no sympathy.
No, I got sympathy because I've had trucks, and I can be that guy. Not going super fast, but I can be that guy. Not going to sit there and wait and go 25 miles an hour and a 50 and all that other stuff. I don't have a truck right now, but I made it home at a decent time because I got the hell past people.
You can find your spots.
I found a spot.
That's
Yeah.
right. So it said an hour and 27 minutes. I actually made it home in 50, but for the story, I stuck with the hour and 27 because but it did say hour and 27. I kind of maneuvered around it to your point. It's like you have some individuals, Anson, you'll appreciate this. You have some individuals that wait in the line on the freeway on 75 to get off at Lapeer.
Yes.
And you have other individuals that get in that lane next to it, get all the way up there, find your spot, come off at Lapeer.
Is that you?
1,000%.
One.
I've never
Snowman shop.
understood.
Same here.
I've
Hell
never
yeah.
understood
I do it
why
all
do
the
you,
time.
why do you wait in line on 75. This is obviously the Palace no longer exists, but people would just wait in that line and just go,
okay.
little bit at a time, little bit at a time. When the other lane was open, and then there's so much space once you get close to the actual exit.
What about the guy that swings out to stop you?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
that
I've
guy.
seen that. I've seen that. We've all seen that too.
Yeah.
I'm not
He
gonna-
tries
I'm
to
not-
stop the
those
zipper
typically-
method.
Well, I'm not going to be too pissed off at that guy because maybe he's been waiting in line and then you're just zooming up. Okay.
Yeah, but see, the reason why I don't like that was one, it's kind of hypocritical because you speeding by can cause an accident too. But I just don't understand that. Like realistically, you don't want to take the chance. You don't have the courage to make this move. You want to be a sheep. So if you want to be a sheep, be a sheep. Don't get mad if somebody's taking the chance. If it doesn't work out for them, that's on them and God and driving and whatever else.
Here's what I look for when I pull that move.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna block you, and now you run into my car. Now we're both idiots.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm not that guy, so I can't get into their head. But I am the guy who zooms up and then kind of inches his way over. What do you look for when you're trying to find and make sure you can get over?
Oh man, I look for trucks, especially like tow trucks. Not tow trucks, excuse me. I'm
Yeah.
thinking of like semis.
Semis, yeah.
Semis, they take off slow.
They get pretty pissed off at that
but they
stuff.
take off slow. So if I find a big enough gap,
Yep.
2-car gap in between them, I'm zooming in. Other than that, what are you looking for?
I look for an elderly lady.
I knew you were gonna say that.
An elderly lady or
She's
an
not
elderly
tripping.
dude. Yeah. She's just like this. You know what? Life is too short for me to be speeding up and me getting upset. I'm just going to, you got to get in there, honey. Go right ahead. And they let you.
I will say this, though. I will say this, because there's another spot I do this on. When you're on 275 coming from north headed to, well, it'd be heading south. Going to Ann Arbor, maybe M14.
Mm-hmm.
The M14 and 275, that's another one. People will start waiting in the line at 7.5 mile road when I'm like, bro, you have 1.5 miles before you even get. So I do it there, but always I wave, say, hey, how you doing?
say
I
thank you.
I just give a little something, just a little acknowledgement. Hey, is it cool if I get in? Or see that spot over? Is it good? People are cool when you do that.
They are.
Because they aren't expecting it anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
So if I do that, hey, and once I get in, I give you a little something out the back window, or hey, appreciate that.
Will you let somebody else in?
I will.
Okay.
I definitely
All right,
will let
that's
you
good.
in. Yeah,
That's
I
good.
definitely
You're not a
let you in.
hypocrite. I
No, I'll let
appreciate
you
that.
in.
I respect that. Okay.
I'd love to take this moment to tell as many people that are listening right now, the Highway Commission has told us
Here we go.
scientifically
Here we go.
it reduces traffic
Yep,
by
the
at
zipper
least
method.
13%. The dudes that are lining all the way up that are driving traffic
Thank
a
you.
mile back. And
We got
messing
science
with
on
you,
our side.
You guys are the problem. And the guy
Facts.
that swings back out that Braylon said didn't have the balls to come and do what we're doing anyway, not only are you the problem, but now you're
More
the menace, too.
So
I
you're
hate
saying that I'm not a problem when I'm cutting
No,
as many
you
people
are
off?
helping traffic. If
Yeah,
you just
that's
line
fair. I
up with
think
all the
so.
other sheep, you're just pushing it further back.
Makes traffic longer and longer.
Okay,
and
cool.
longer.
I'm just using this argument next time my passenger starts bitching at me when I do that move.
They'll do that.
You know what? Right on the spot. Middle-aged sneaker chick. Shout out the $5 super chat.
There
Says
she is.
the zipper merge is a real thing, people. Everyone needs to learn it.
Sneakers is a
100.
legend, though.
Because
He's a legend.
let me ask you this: when you do a super merge, especially if it's executed flawlessly,
Super
when you
merge?
do a merge,
No, yeah. Oh, yeah, the
point that.
zipper.
I like the super merge.
there it is, super
Yeah.
merge. Shout out to middle-aged sneaker chick. When you
I
do
like
it that
that.
way and you come up, like, what did you really affect? Like, I mean, what did you really take? What did you take away? Who did you negate? Where did you make it harder for an individual? Where did you disrespect somebody? Where are you now allowing somebody to get there that much slower than they were originally going to get there? Did my swing a car? Now you're going to be late? Are you going to miss your doctor's appointment on account of me? No, it's on account of you waiting in that line. That's not me. Any snow shovelers out here before we get off the topic? I'm talking about old school snow shovelers. Like I got a snow shovel.
I feel like this is personal for Bray. He's like, man, we got to move on.
Listen,
Not at all.
my neighbor does the snow shoveling. But I mean, here's a guy who he recovered from cancer. He's got a big driveway, straight and a circular. Shovels it by hand. Brian, you want me to snow throw that? No, I'm good. Like, dude, really?
What should be the ticket on shoveling someone's snow? Is there a set price? Like, let's just say I go in
We
business.
talking
I'm
Shep's
telling you,
driveway or a normal driveway?
I'm telling you, well, that's kind of the conversation. I'm telling you a story. I'll get there. I shoveled someone's snow, and I don't think the price was fair. the person whose snow I shoveled played for the Pistons. We'll get into that.
No.
What is it fair? Do you come up with a set price? Hey, I'm shoveling snow. It's $30, and that covers everybody, or $50, and that
Is that
covers
right now?
everybody?
Is that right? Today's day and age?
I
Or-
guess, yeah. I mean, my story, I shoveling snow was like
Yeah, I would say
96.
Yeah, I would say depending on the
95.
driveway, you know,
Okay.
and you're doing steps, just the
Yes.
front, not the back porch, I would say $30 would be fair.
Okay.
I would say it's similar to that of cutting the grass.
Right.
Because cutting the grass, you're doing front, back, two sides, okay? But shoveling snow is a lot heavier. So cutting the grass is usually around $50.
Okay.
So if it's shoveling snow, I would say it's somewhere between $30 and $50.
Whatever you decide on, have a plan and have a not payment plan, because you shouldn't have a payment plan for shoveling snow, but have your structured plan. This is what it is. And when you present that to whoever opens the door, let that be it. In 1995, 96, I go shovel John Sally's snow.
Okay.
He lives in Palmer
Sal.
Woods. You know, Sally happened to be home at this time. He's in Palmer Woods. I live in Sherwood Forest. They're right around the corner. So
Hey,
as I'm
Mr.
walking through Sherwood Forest, start walking a little further to the bigger houses. In my mind, I'm thinking, if I go over there, this is where the big bucks are.
Sure.
I made 20 over here, 50 over here in my neighborhoods, 30 over here. Notice where I'm going with that. I didn't have a pay structure. I didn't have a necessary set price. Get to John Sally's house, I knock on the door. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Sally? I know him. I don't know if he remembers me. He knows my father. Stan, you know, he knows everybody.
everybody,
He
yeah.
played for the Lions, Pistons all the time when they were doing their thing. So I'm like, hey, Mr. Spider, can I shovel your snow? Yeah, kid. Just go out there and shovel snow, just do your thing, and just knock on the door when you finish. Sally has it. She's at Palmer Woods. It's one of the biggest houses in Michigan. At the time, I think it still is. Like, horseshoe in the front, driveway in the back. It's a lot of snow. I shoveled for 2.5 hours. I want to say I was out there shoveling snow for 2.5 hours and finished it. Knocked on the door when I was done with my service. Brings a $20 bill. Gives me a $20 bill. Said, man, I appreciate it, man. And then closed the door. There was no autograph. There was no other 20 followed. There was not another 50 that followed. There was not, hold on, I'll come back with more money. There wasn't, I'll come back with a jersey to sign for you.
Or come on in
Or
and
I know you're
warm
cold.
up a little bit.
Let me get you some hot chocolate. Let me get you some. Nothing was going on in Sally's house that involved me. So I walk home. I told my mom what happened. I told my dad too. I said, yeah, man, I shoveled this old cheap ass. He's now mad. So anyway, long story short, go back, better representation, another conversation, and I get $80 more. But he gave me a hundo. He also told me never come back.
Squeaky wheel
Did he
gets the
really?
grease,
So
Frank.
fast forward,
That's funny.
he comes to my birthday party at 25, my 25th birthday party. Oh, actually, go back. I'm sorry. When he was doing Best Damn Sports Show. He's doing Best Damn Sports Show, and I came on the year I was getting drafted. So they had me in studio, and I come on the show. As soon as I see him in the green room, he comes up to me. He was like, I should have gave you that $100 for shoveling my snow. Knew exactly who I was, remembered the whole story the whole time, which means he knew who I was.
Yes, exactly.
When he gave me the $20 originally, he came to my 25th birthday party, and we had a great laugh about it. But shout out to Spider, that's my guy. But he tried to play me.
Did you ever tell that story on Best Damn Sports Show?
I didn't.
Oh, that was
I didn't tell him Best Damn Sports Show. It was because as soon as I got on the Tom Martin, like he jumped into the conversation and took over. Tom was actually funny as hell.
I think Sally had one of the best memories of any.
He tells the best
athlete I ever
stories.
met.
He
Like,
does.
he-
He
Between
does.
stories and remembering names, knowing people,
Yeah.
he
You know-
was class act.
Yeah.
Part of that is because Sal didn't drink, Sal didn't do drugs, and then he stayed away from that. And the little drinking he did, he curbed and stopped. He went vegan back before
Yes.
even people knew what vegan was.
Yep.
He was indulging in adult smoke, if you will, before people was, and growing the whole 9 yards. So he's done this holistic vegan lifestyle since they were winning championships in 88, 89. So just do the math on that. It's all about what you put in your body, man.
I
Like
spent
real
the
talk.
last
Yeah,
game
it's
at
interesting how the
Dallas.
vegan and the holistic works with the weed, but whatever. I mean, to each his own. It is
It's from the earth, man.
Tom
It's from the earth, yeah.
Tom Brady, vegan.
You grow
Tony
it from the
Gonzalez,
earth.
Vegan.
That's-
Greatest
that-
UDFA ever.
Or
Arian
Wait,
vegetarian.
hold on.
Johnson,
I said no. I said vegan, holistic, and weed.
Yeah.
I said
God
the,
plant.
how
It's
those
all- exactly.
all plant. So that was that your As a kid, was that your job? You shoveled driveways, you went door to door and said, hey, I'll shovel your driveway.
100%.
For what? Okay.
Did
you do that with the lawnmower too?
No, hell no. No, I never got into cutting grass. It just wasn't my thing. Like sweating and grass flying up in your face and on your feet.
You'd rather have the wind and the snow in your face and sweating
snow was fun though. 'Cause snow legitimately is fun. You can fall in snow for a second. I don't know. It's different. It's the same amount as it relates. Your back's gonna hurt. Your back's gonna hurt after the workout. But I don't know. I could justify shoveling snow because I thought it was cleaner. Like cutting grass, you got to cut grass, you got to clean it up. It's just a little bit too messy.
Okay, because I didn't really have. And then you got to trim.
I'm done.
Okay, all right.
I'm done.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't have much of a job as a kid.
Yeah.
If I did our drive, I had to do our driveway, had to pick up the yard, had to trim the bushes, had to cut the grass. Never got paid for it. Shouldn't get paid for it. I mean, it's part of you being part of your house, you know. And as my dad used to say, and when I'd say, "Dad, I cut the grass today," well, raise the flag. Good for you. That's what you're supposed to do.
You should get a little something like
no
allowance.
No.
Allowance. Yeah, 100%.
I don't. Yeah. It's, I mean, that's. I guess it could be how you're raised. I never paid my kids for cutting the grass and any of that stuff. I'm not paying them. All right. You're living in this house. Go get yourself a job. Anyway, to each his own. But I did have a friend of mine next to me. He did a paper route. All right. So he had the saddlebags on his bike, and every morning he's getting wrapping the papers, throwing them on people's doorsteps, just like when you see in the movies, the good old days, right? And I would help him once in a while, but I never get paid for that. I'm helping him, but I didn't get paid for it.
Hey,
What's up with that?
Chef gotta go. You gotta go collect.
I gotta go collect at least $5.
Parents that don't believe in allowance, man, you got to watch those parents, man. They try to get free labor out of their children.
That's right. That's what I do.
I understand. You put a roof over my head, you put clothes on my back, you give me all the things, but you can give me $20 at the end of the week for doing my chores because you're teaching the kid, hey, look, if you take care of your responsibilities, and this is kind of similar to a job, this is like your first job. Allowance for doing chores like your first job. You're teaching them a pay scale based on what you do. And if you don't do those chores, if you F around and don't do them, guess what? On Friday, still got to do those chores, and now you're not getting paid.
Here's what else I'm teaching them. Sometimes life ain't fair, number one. And number two, when you're in this house, everybody's got to pull their own weight, okay? Because I don't get paid for cutting my grass, all that other stuff, right? That's number one. And number two,
that's absolutely fair.
And if they need money for something, hockey sticks, lacrosse sticks, footballs, I buy it.
You know what? I'm gonna just shut up. I'm gonna just shut up.
That's just how it works in our house. It doesn't mean it's right. Kool-Aid might have it totally different. Somebody wants a Pistons basketball. Kool-Aid wants to buy it. He wants to pay them to do chores, and they want to go buy it themselves. There's something to be said for that. Because you've worked yourself, and you see at the end of the day, hello, LeBron, at the end of the day, you are able to buy something that is yours. You worked for it. You paid for it. I understand that philosophy,
but
too.
that's what snow shoveling was for me and my brother. The first Xbox that we bought on, I remember my parents were like, look, we're not getting y'all no more games. Y'all already got a PlayStation. Y'all already had a Sega that was too many. And so we went out, it snowed. We put together the flyers and everything, passed it out to all of our neighbors. Didn't know we wasn't supposed to put it in their mailbox for whatever. And a lot of people responded. Wound up getting enough money to go on ahead and get that Xbox and get a game as well. Parents, though, it was like, look, we'll take you there, though. Like, you raised it, we'll take you, even though we don't quite want it. They were like, we understand. So I was like, hey.
Quick story of reality here, just in our household, and then we can move on. I remember it was a sunny day. My kids are inside, and my kids were really active, right?
Yeah.
They played in all kinds of sports, seemingly every day. But they're sitting around the house, and I said, we've got this whole garage full of equipment, hockey sticks, lacrosse sticks, football, baseball. And I say to them, hey, what are you guys doing in here? Go outside and get tired. And my kids are like, yeah, there's really nothing to do. I said, oh, there's nothing to do. Okay. So I go out in the garage, and I load up my my truck with all their sports equipment. Everything we had. Took me, close to a half an hour. I said, hey, how about let's hop in the car and we'll head out and we'll go somewhere.
To the park.
Yeah, do something.
Oh, I thought you were going to take it to play it against sports.
No, and they're like, okay. So I jump on 75 South.
I got some football cleats and some gloves.
I jump on 75 South. Two of my boys have no idea. They're just like, no. My oldest boy's wise to it. And he's like, where are we going?
We're in trouble.
Yeah. I get off in 7 Mile, and I turn right and I roll down all the windows. And there's kids outside playing.
Yeah.
Right? And I said, isn't this nice? All these kids are outside. They're not inside watching TV.
No.
They're not inside playing video games because they don't have it. So I rolled down the windows and said, hey, anybody want a basketball?
Solid.
Anybody want a football?
Play it again, sports.
Anybody want some hockey sticks? My kids are like, Dad, what? Never had a problem after that, man. Never had a problem after that. That's a true story.
One thing I can say, Shep has his house figured out. He's got it going.
My old man
Kool-Aid.
had me selling hot wax at 6 years old, standing on a milk crate at his car wash. If I wanted something, I was
Hot wax. It's like a massage. Like a
no
massage
for
in
your
there.
car,
I'm
man.
messing-
For your car. I was the number one salesman.
You're going to work.
How do you tell a 6-year-old no?
Hey, talk about it. We used to get the books from the auto show and sell those for 50 cents.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah. Me and my brother were
Hustlers.
Hustler.
Hustlers.
You know what? I would call
Entrepreneurs.
you. That's the word I was going to say. Kool-Aid was an entrepreneur.
He definitely an entrepreneur, man. Shout out to all the entrepreneurs we were in high school, man. My boy Christian started off as an entrepreneur in high school. At Christian, legitimately, he would go to Costco. He would get all the candy. He put it in the book bag, the honey buns, the candies. We get the Faygo pie. We get all the things you can get in the big bag.
buns, man.
And then he put it in there. He bring it to school and he sell it, do bank. Christian did that in high school, and now he owns a couple spots around the city, including Shadow Gallery.
Nice.
They have a lot of
We need to
parties
get
all
him
the
in
time.
here.
Shout out to
Yeah.
my boy Chris.
We need to get him
You're
in
right
on the
though.
show, bro.
The
love
snow,
that.
I get Christian in. He's diehard. You'll see him. He's at all the Lions games. He's at all the Pistons games. He's at all
yeah,
the Red
that's the
Wings.
guy that they're on Twitter. They're like, "Who is this
With all
man?"
with all the
He's
hair,
everywhere,
100%. But you're right.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Christian
Christian,
313.
exactly.
Yeah, that's my guy.
There
There
Yeah.
you go.
Double D.
but
trying to do the burgers and
Double
such.
D, he is always.
Everywhere.
We got to
Right
get him in
here.
here. Like, yeah.
I don't understand. Like, you bring up a good point, and then we'll read Ben Johnson, get the show going. I don't know why I never wanted to do landscaping, because that's why I shoveled snow Kool-Aid. It was to raise money. My birthday's in February, so I'm shoveling snow, raising money, and then when my birthday comes, I'm getting shoes, games, because you're at that age, you do it yourself. I never did it in the summertime with landscaping. I think it's because summertime was meant to be outside having fun. And when I wasn't playing,
I get that.
I had
yeah.
practice.
Yeah,
Like,
I totally get that.
if I'm not
I-
playing, it's some type of
Amen.
It's some type of intellectual property my mom has set up, or it's Jack and Jill, it's school, it's track, it's football, it's something Stan has me in. So
It's something that's going to keep you active, which I absolutely love. To whatever it is, we used to have. We used to have these two kids who lived near us.
Summer was off.
One of them would come, and our kids would be playing roller hockey in the driveway. One of their kids, neither one of them played hockey, but he joined in. The other kid would sit on a big rock, which was by our house, and just read. And I'd look at him, I go, Mike, grab a stick, put the book down. It's great that you read, but let's get the heart rate up here a little bit, buddy. Shall we?
Don't sleep, man. Black kids was playing roller hockey in '95 too, and my favorite place to play that is Joe Dumars Fieldhouse.
Oh yeah.
I
You
was
can
telling
pick up some
Shep I
speed
was
in
in
that,
some
man.
roller
There you
hockey
go.
league.
Yeah, that was an elite place to go.
It also is where I found out like my butt belonged on the basketball court and football field. I was like, you know what, y'all, I'll support y'all, but y'all need me, I'll be on court 5.
You know what?
I'll be on court 5.
It's crazy how
listen,
that
here-
happens, bro.
It is
You know I ain't lying. Court 5.
just the opposite with my youngest boy who played travel hockey for like 3 years. And then he's like, you know what? I think I'm going to try basketball. I said, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Give it a shot, We had a basketball hoop in the driveway. And so he's like, yeah, I said, I just want you to know the landscape here, okay? First of all, you've been playing travel hockey for 3 years. You haven't picked up a basketball. And when you do, I seen you play in the driveway. You're not very good. That's number one. Number two,
Brutal honesty.
if you try this
Yeah.
and you don't succeed, but I hope you do.
You owe me some
But if
money.
you don't succeed, you're not playing travel hockey because
Yeah.
those tryouts are over.
100%.
All right. So you got to make your mind up. Go out there and see what you can do. And see. He goes out and plays with his buddies. The next day, getting ready for school.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm gonna
Dad, I made a decision. I said, what's that? He's like, yeah, I'm just gonna play hockey. I go, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea.
You know what else is not a bad idea? It's making Ben Johnson the first call you make when you have anything go on. Corporations, governments, even your insurance company will try to do whatever it takes to minimize the liability, and they will try to keep and withhold your compensation. Don't let that happen. Make Ben Johnson your first call. He is a fighter, and he's been doing it for a very long time. He and his group, they will get you all you need and more. Contact venfights.com today.
Art and Jake's today will be having their TVs on high alert. Why? Because You've got the Pistons playing the Phoenix Suns tonight. I want you to clear your Friday night, though. Those always get kind of heated. Well, Woodward Sports is hosting the Michigan State Watch Party Friday, January 30th. So it's next week at Art and Jake's. They're in East Lansing because that's where they're squaring off. First meeting of the year between Michigan and Michigan State, 2 top 15 teams in East Lansing at the Breslin Center. And, of course, Woodward Sports will be there at Art and Jake's in East Lansing. The watch party will be rocking. We want you to come and represent your favorite school and make sure you check out Art and Jake's and all that they have to offer.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. Head to WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Like a frostbite straight from the divine. Cold rush on my skin feels so fine. Muscle freeze, the ache. No side effects, no mistake. Chill sub-zero. Icy and true. Feel the chill. It's all for you. It's not magic, just science play.
Let's go.
You know, it was snowing outside yesterday and today, but there was one place that I could not get to, and that is the gym. I went to Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential, and they just understand it. Trainers on staff. Also, it's no judgment. You come in, march to the beat of your own drum, and have a good time in the gym. It doesn't matter if you're just starting your journey, if you've already started your journey, or you're somebody who's trying to pick your journey back up. The best place to do it is Planet Fitness, because there are over 50 locations around the great state of Michigan.
Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea also knows that a lot of you are out there at Planet Fitness taking care of your body a little bit, but you also want to cut loose a little bit. You want the sweet taste of iced tea, and you want the sweet taste of vodka a little bit. Make sure it's real. Make sure it's clean. It's real iced tea and real vodka. Well, that's why they have put together a fantastic drink called Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Only 100 calories, 4.5% alcohol, and it's perfect. It's perfect for hot summer nights, but also to stay inside on these cold nights, too, to get yourself a little warm. So this season, let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser and Woodward Sports, and please drink responsibly.
And we back.
We back, in the words of Kool-Aid.
Yeah, we back. Pistons play tonight against the Suns. Looking forward to that. They've had a long time off. I'm glad that they should get some guys back tonight. Right, fellas? Should get some guys back tonight because they should be healed up a little bit.
Yep.
And we've talked
Should be trading one.
Yeah,
of
had
those
some
guys
time
soon, but
off, too.
You didn't hear that from me.
I know. I hear you. I hear you. And that may happen. That may happen. We've talked a lot about the trade scenarios, right?
Yeah.
And I get it. It's good stuff. I saw an article today from John Hollinger of The Athletic. And he was taking, I'll summarize it this way. He wants a wait-and-see approach with the Pistons. And in other words, they need to advance further before they were to or are to make a significant move that we've talked about.
Yeah.
Okay? Porter Jr., whomever. Okay? Lauri Markkanen. I don't know if that's even possible anymore. My thought was, I don't understand that mindset. When you have so many young players, you're not going to have Tobias Harris next year, who I like a lot. I've always liked him. Explain to me the logic behind waiting to see if a team can go deeper into a postseason before you would make a move when you have an opportunity to do it in order to get that team deeper into this postseason by making a move. Unless you think this team is complete.
No, I don't think the team is complete, and I understand, both sides. Kool-Aid, I want your insight on this first, and then I'm going to go from there. What do you think as it relates to the comment that John Hollinger made in The Athletic?
Yeah, you know what? I feel like with our perspective to the Tigers and to the Lions, that colors so much more than what Hollinger might have. And when you're looking at this team, I'm wondering when you're looking at a long-term window, if the right approach is to wait and see. You don't know what Jaden Ivey, what Asar Thompson, or what some of these other young players are going to be, even though you feel like you have figured things out with Cade Cunningham and Jalen Duren. But to me, I believe because you have figured things out with Cade Cunningham, with as good of a player as he is, that to me is where I do believe it's actually more advantageous to try and win as fast as possible. I don't necessarily...
Why does it matter what the Lions or Tigers have done? What does that have to do with
No, I'm saying Hollinger's perspective, I think, is going to be a lot different than many fans that are here. I was just making effectively like a general comparison to where his perspective might be, looking at the Pistons from the outside. If he's able to sit and say, potentially to wait, there's a lot of people here who are going to be so far on the opposite end of that spectrum because we've seen our other teams kind of wait or rest on their laurels. And then even so, when you look at what the Pistons have from the perspective of Cade Cunningham, that's where I think things are different. He's not a promising young player. He's not even like a Tyler Herro type of all-star. This guy is somebody who, when you look at his overall effect on the game, he's having a similar impact as guys like Joker, as guys like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander across the entire stat sheet. I think that's a person that you have to take advantage of winning while you have them here because he's serious about winning. I don't think
but he's going to be here for a long time anyway. So, I mean, I don't know, he's 22. He's 23 years old. So he's got a long-term deal making $46.5 million a year. That let's use the word
Who's
window.
22?
Cade Cunningham. Right? He's 22?
Who?
25.
25?
No. He's a little older. Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm 25.
25.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Duren 22.
I was thinking Duren, yeah.
Oh, right.
So he's 25.
Okay.
The window's wide for him. Right?
For him.
Yeah.
For him.
Okay.
This is where as it relates to being patient and waiting to see and seeing what you have, and you really have a good thing and you don't want to mess up the chemistry, and let's just really see what it is before you need to make a move, as maybe he's alluding to. That can work in certain situations, but in this situation, it's not just about you waiting, you seeing what you have. It's also what your East looks like right now.
Right.
It's also what the opportunity is. I feel like so many people is like, let's just wait and see. Let's just push it down the road. Let's just slowly go with what we have. No, like sometimes an opportunity comes where you got to make a move now if you want to. Where you could make a move now if you want to win. The East looks different this year than it's going to look next year. It's going to look the following year. It's going to look the following year. You're in a position right now where you're a damn good basketball team. In fact, you're so good. You've led the East for the majority of the year thus far. Adding a player can take you to that next stratosphere where you can see the results from this season this year. as opposed to, well, let's just cook it down the road. Let's see what it looks like next season when Jason Tatum is back. Next season when Halliburton is back. Next season when the Knicks figure out what they're going to do. Next season when Miami makes a move. Next season when we understand where's Giannis Antetokounmpo going to land. Like when Philly never figured it out, so the hell with them. But at the end of the day, it's about moves that are going to be made by other organizations to make their team better, whether it's people getting back from injury or picking up other players.
A friend of mine talked to me late last night about this and mentioned chemistry, which it's not that I'm dismissing it at all. My favorite team in Pistons lore is, the Bad Boys way back in the day. They added Mark Aguirre.
That was a very different situation, though.
Okay, all right. Rasheed Wallace was added to the going to work.
Rasheed Wallace is the great example. However, it cost pennies to get him. What we're talking about with the scenarios, whether you're talking Markkanen, whether you're talking the kid from
Michael Porter Jr.,
whether you're talking Trey Murphy, like I want to talk about.
Yeah, I like him.
It's a very different situation in terms of where the NBA has evolved to and the cost that it takes to get a guy like that. Now, Rasheed was kind of just traded there and kind of a cast-off, kind of a problem, they thought. So that was a very, very perfect time deal where you didn't have to give up big-time capital.
Also, Anson, not to cut you off, just look at this. You're right, it's a different deal for both of them. The Mark Aguirre situation, the Mark Aguirre deal, Mark Aguirre already knew what he was signing up for when he came here. He wanted to be the best version of himself, and he wanted to be a championship guy. And so much he wanted to be a championship guy, he told them, take me out, start lineup, start robbing, I'll come off the bench. These are the type of moves that Mark Aguirre was willing to make. When we got Rasheed Wallace, we already knew what the Pistons pretty much were. We knew that they were a piece away. They had been to the Eastern Conference Finals. They had been to the playoffs 3 years in a row. You had seen the rise and where they were going to be. So adding that piece was like, this is going to be the piece. We don't know what the Pistons are.
Right. No, I don't disagree with any of that. Remember what the word I use, though. I use the word chemistry. Okay. You talking about the landscape of how it's different. It's no different when it's hold on. Go ahead. When it's chemistry. They gave up Lindsey Hunter, they gave up Rabracha, they gave up Bobby Sura, and they gave up Chucky Atkins. Sure. They gave up Chucky Atkins. They got 4 guys. In that trade for Rasheed Wallace. You talked about chemistry, and I think Michael Porter Jr., from all indications, I don't know the young man, but based on what he's done in Denver, he sure seems like a pretty damn good team player to me, so I don't understand why that would be a problem with the chemistry, number one. And number two, and we've talked about this ad nauseum, if you have such a strong locker room and you have such a strong leader or leaders, why do you worry about one player coming here?
Well, first I have to address the Aguirre situation because that was a chemistry trade. If you ask Terry Foster, Chuck Daly wanted AD gone. Okay.
Yeah. So did Isaiah Thomas. That's the most important person.
Now, the trade, the situation with the Rasheed trade was different. This team started off gangbusters that year, and then they hit a major slide, and they knew they needed to make a move. They didn't know that they had the chemistry at that time to make the run that they did. In fact, it could be argued that Rasheed added to their chemistry.
They did.
The chemistry thing, I don't want to get too caught up in because ultimately, the chip you have to move this year is Tobias.
Right.
You have a great $25 million contract that you can get a chip for. All right. He's a leader though on this team. He is Unc on this team. I liken it to a Lindsey Hunter situation where if you'd make the deal, hopefully you can get him bought out and you can bring him back. Assuming that doesn't happen, I got to bring it back to the late teens Clippers, a team that thought they were ready. One piece away, right, Kool-Aid? So let's trade the house and go get Paul George. Meanwhile, they didn't give the time to see what they had in a young man named Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And so right now, when you talk about getting Jaden Ivey, let's send him away. He's not good. He's not even our sixth man. We don't know what Jaden Ivey is.
Well, you're right. We don't.
We don't know what Ron Howard is.
You do know what this
we
team
know
is.
he ain't Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah.
Do we?
Yeah, right.
Yes, because
we didn't know that Shai was when he was in Clips.
But if you go back and see, I'm not an NBA type. I'm not a GM. I'm not an NBA. I'm not a head coach. So I wouldn't have known it.
It's easy to second guess.
I would have known it then. But when you go back and watch Shai Gilgeous and how he played the game, when he played for the Los Angeles Clippers, that brother could play. And now you almost look back, and it's to your point, it's egregious that he let him walk out the door like that. Like, that's how good he was.
That
and it's easy to bring that up because it didn't work out. there are other times where it has worked out, okay? And you're saying that we don't know what Jaden Ivey is. Maybe we don't, okay? We've seen him enough, though.
What I saw from last year before he got hurt, that's a guy that I think you sell right now. You're selling way short. You're selling him cheap.
Well, you're saying, you know, all this capital that you have, you don't know what it's going to take to get him. If it's Tobias Harris, Jaden Ivey, and a draft pick, and you're getting Michael Porter Jr., and he's going to address a need that you have, what's your problem with that? I don't understand.
I don't believe that. There's only one guy I'm going to
just
get.
bringing up one guy.
No,
we could bring up
but
other guys.
To me,
too.
I don't think he fits this team. Offensively, he does. Personally, and as a defender, I don't think that he's going to be the addition that Piston fans think that he will be.
Is Jaden Ivey and Tobias Harris, are they?
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about who I want, and that's Trey Murphy.
No, I understand
Trey
that.
Murphy,
I understand that. What I'm asking you, but I use the example of, you know, Michael Porter Jr., and you bring up defense. Is Jaden Ivey and Tobias Harris these all NBA defensive players that I'm missing?
Jaden Ivey is a very solid defender, a very good defender, and a very quick guy.
Well, I don't think anybody looks at him and says, that dude is unbelievable. If they are so good defensively with Isaiah Stewart and Ron Holland and Asar Thompson, and I think Jalen Duren has gotten better, why do you worry about that? You have to address what this team needs. When you look at the other teams in this market, and it comes back to what Kool-Aid said before, he used the Tigers and Lions as examples, addressing needs. Is this team good enough to win the NBA championship? Not the way it's constructed now.
Porter was so bad last year. I want no part of him. Okay. I've seen what Larry Markkinen can turn into. I don't think he's cut out for this team. I don't believe they make a move except for something ancillary, something where they tag on to a 2-team, 3-team deal where they create some cap space or get some extra picks, maybe add a very 8th, 9th man stretch big. If they make a move,
man, they've got 8th and 9th man.
Exactly, but they don't have a stretch shooting. They don't have stretch shooting from a big man.
There you go.
Trey Murphy is the guy that you are willing to make that jump because of how young he is and what he can do.
Very low
and you're willing at that point to say, okay, I know Jaden Ivey could burn me.
Talked about
I know
him
these
yesterday.
picks could too. But otherwise, I don't see them making anything but a small move. And I think that's going to piss a lot of fans off here, just like it pissed off Lions fans and pissed off Tigers fans. But I think that this team, they have earned the right to see one.
Michael Porter Jr. is only 2 years older than Trey.
100%. But Anson, that's always been your stance. Like when we were doing the show 2-3 years ago, you're always like, wait and see, Absolutely. Be patient, don't make a move, don't do this.
4 straight years of winning football.
But about every sport, every sport here. And guess what? Now the Lions aren't in the playoffs.
It's 4 straight winning seasons for the first time since the 50s.
I'm just saying, now the Lions aren't in the playoffs.
I don't need the playoffs. 9 and 8.
Because they waited and saw. They didn't want to make a move. Let me ask you this: are you just so caught up on Trey Murphy that you can't see that maybe Michael Porter is a good move?
No,
you're so caught up on
Michael Porter's on my fantasy team.
I'm just.
It always
He's on my
comes back to
fantasy team, man. Like I know what he is
I'm
this
not
year.
hounding you and Shep, y'all got y'all thing going on. This is just questions. I'm just questioning you. Because of what he did last year for the Denver Nuggets, do you know the state of mind that Michael Porter was in when he's trying to get out of there, the whole 9 yards? Do you know what that looked like? Do you know what it looks like playing for the Brooklyn Nets, who nobody else seems to be playing in basketball outside of him?
Right.
Do you know what it would look like if he came here, he got paid, and he was around Cade Cunningham and around J.B. Bickerstaff, and who's ever left on the roster after they make a move, that what he could turn into, or if he can keep this going and maybe surprise you on the defensive side. But sometimes we get caught in players that we don't want because of players that we do want. So we kind of like, no. I don't want to talk about that guy. Let's talk about Trey Murphy. Let's talk about this guy. Could that be the case?
Well, of course. I mean, I just don't think that his style is what they want. I don't think that they go out to go get Porter. If they go out and make the trade, I'm not going to be upset.
Yeah.
I'm not making that move, though.
I got you.
Do you think they miss a guy like Malik Beasley? His not him per se, but his ability. Could they use something like that?
I do. A high volume shooter. He was shooting about 7 attempts.
Okay, he made about 3.9 threes a game.
Yeah.
Michael Porter Jr. is at 3.8 threes a game.
They don't have anybody in that role currently at the Pistons that's fearless.
Right.
Like Malik Beasley was fearless. Now you can say we want to shot threes at the wrong time and didn't play defense on da. Malik was fearless. Like if he wasn't hot, he would shoot himself until he made enough shots to be hot for the night. The energy, the way he talked against the other players, like they follow him. Like I was gonna give an example and not use a name, but here's a name. Tobias Harris, as it relates to being that leader, you're right. He is a leader in that locker room. I saw a situation when I went out to a party, if you will. I saw him policing the guys and making sure the guys, hey, look, now this is not what we're about. You can have some fun. You don't need to have that much fun. I'll just leave that there. As it relates to me, Malik Beasley, though, it's his energy. Like that fearlessness, the energy. Like I haven't seen the videos and the clips of the warm-ups in the locker room or the as they come out the tunnel and put the belt on the guy and get that energy back going. Who's the champ for the night? And this, that.
They're doing the belt still.
But like it doesn't look the same.
I don't want it to look the same. They're serious this year. Last year they were happy to be there, and he's always goofing the damn around. I know that all these people love him here, and I enjoyed him. I think that he was what they needed to make sure that they remembered how to have fun playing basketball. This year they're on a mission.
I think there's something to be said.
I'm just saying the fearlessness. It doesn't need to be Malik Beasley.
Duncan fearless.
Duncan's
Karis
not.
LeVert is fearless.
No, he's not. Karis LeVert will shoot a three-pointer and miss and won't shoot another one. Like Duncan Robinson to miss two and be like, should I shoot the third?
I would say this to your point. You said you brought something up that I thought was really good. Michael, when you look at a guy like Michael Porter Jr., and I'm not stuck on him, I'm just using him as an example. But you said, this Brooklyn team stinks, all right? They've got 11 wins on the year, and he's still playing, and he's still posting. You don't want a guy who shoots 50% from the floor, 40% from three, 4 triples a game, 26 points per game. You don't want that guy? That's interesting to me. But yet, a guy who was and Anson's not in this guy's camp, but everybody wanted Malik Beasley, who last year gave you 17 points a game, 4 triples per game. And by the way, one of the weaknesses of this team is shooting free throws, and Michael Porter Jr. is a really good free throw shooter. Okay? So I don't think this team is complete. And this goes back to what John Hollinger said in The Athletic. I don't know why you wouldn't want to improve your team when you know damn well Harris won't be here next year. And you're right. He's Unk. You called him Unk. He's a presence inside. You know what? They've got other guys who can do that. All right? They have learned. Okay? They're not babies any longer. At some point, you graduate from diapers to big boy underwear. All right? So if you're only going to keep him because, I'm sorry, he's a real presence in that locker room, then what does it say about the rest of the locker room? Don't feed me this BS that it's a really good locker room and it's a great culture and they've got all these leaders and they're serious about it, and one guy separated from that suddenly makes it crumble? Wrong answer.
Where I do believe Tobias Harris and who he is as a player matters is in the playoffs more so than right now. I think that right now they're showing that they've grown beyond like the 3 vets that they had on the squad that they don't have this year, and that they are more young player driven. And I think that they are taking that next step in season. But if you do get a player like MPJ,
was, right?
or Trey Murphy, I don't think that you're going to be lacking in that department as it relates to playoff pedigree, because both of those, at least as it relates to MPJ. You got a lot of playoff pedigree.
Like
you got championship pedigree.
You remember, though, when they got Tobias Harris, what everybody bitched about, right, 2 years ago, that he doesn't do anything in the playoffs for Philadelphia, that he falls apart, that he's terrible 100%. In the postseason. And now we're sitting here saying, well, they're going to miss that.
I thought he was one of the
last year
more palatable performers in the playoffs.
He was third. I would say he was third in that Knicks series, 100%.
He was probably second in that Knicks series, to be honest. He was so darn good for
palatable
us.
Is not a great word to describe somebody.
This is true. MPJ, but
people wanted more. I thought it was for Tobias Harris. I thought it was okay. But if you're telling me we can get MPJ, like, I'm okay with that type of trade, especially if you're talking about is for Tobias, Ivy, who I like, and a first-round draft pick. As much as I would like to see where we can go with Ivy, I also understand we're not in the restore. We're not in the wait and see anymore. You know that you have stars. You know that you have multiple all-stars on this team. So now I believe it's time to turn that throttle up just a little bit more. And if it's for that, that's not wrecking things. If you're telling me we're giving up like that 4-piece package like we had to give up for Rasheed, that would actually start to disturb, I believe, this chemistry of that team a little more. But if it's for Tobias and if it's for Ivy, 2 players who this year I don't know how much they have contributed or not to the overall success of the team. I know they've missed a lot of time.
Okay.
I can deal with that one. That one is like, let's sign me up. You're talking about a guy who can score and shoot with the best of him.
And the Rasheed deal goes back to what we were talking about in terms of where that team was versus where this team is. Like, you look at Michael Porter Jr., look, I'll lobby for him in just terms of the same thing that Holland just said. Why wouldn't you want to be better? Like, I saw what Michael Porter Jr. was capable of in the playoffs. I've seen what he can do in the finals. I've seen him have 30-point games when Jokic needed a breather, when Aaron Gordon was nowhere to be found, when Jamal Murray pulled the U.S.-Canada, oh, where you at? What's going on? I saw Michael Porter Jr. step up, and now he's with the team, and that's when he was a 4. That's when he's floating between, am I a 3 or 4? Now he's in the space where he's the guy, and he's locking and loaded, but he's still not where he wants to be, which is on the team that's competing. You get him here, guarantee you'll see a version of him that you've never seen before. You've only scratched the surface.
Yeah, I'd be real happy to have him here, to be quite honest with you. You see at times when Cade sits those first few minutes of the fourth, or if he's in foul trouble. I'm sorry, Duren as a secondary scorer is nice, but you still got to get the ball into him in the post.
Yeah.
The things that Porter could do
and you can't rely on him because of foul trouble.
For sure. And the thing with Porter, what he can do on the perimeter, creating his own shot, that number 2 true, like, Robin scorer, we don't have on this team right now. I wanted to be Trey Murphy, but again, the trade he's talking about, I've heard 2 firsts. That one makes me a little, call Trey Murphy first before you do that. But listen,
we wouldn't have a problem with Trey Murphy either. We talked about that yesterday. We like Trey Murphy too.
Just the cost and whether it's going to happen or not. But Porter's on his way out. We know that.
I did when I had this, man, because the more and more I thought about this with the MPJ versus Trey Murphy, the one thing we know is this. If you give MPJ the usage.
That's Michael Porter Jr. for people who are wondering. Yeah, we didn't know he was a nickname yet, but go ahead.
Yeah. If you give him the usage, you know he's going to output and perform. That's the one thing we haven't seen from Trey Murphy, who is just continuing to get the 20%. So if we have to rely on Trey Murphy to be a number 1 while Cade sits, we don't know quite how that's going to look. Where with MPJ, we're seeing him go out there with the same usage Cade does, and he's flame throwing.
Except in the playoffs. Except in the playoffs last year.
Except in the playoffs, yeah. Trey Murphy's been hot, though.
Just last year.
Last month, man, 20, 25, 6.5, and 4.
Trey's been hot.
The bottom line is, it's not even about a player perceptive or a player specifically. It's about the thought. Yeah. It's about the mindset. The idea. Yeah. Do you really think this team needs to go further, like Hollinger suggests, who was a former GM of the Memphis Grizzlies? Okay, so it's not like this is a guy pulling something out of midair. Yeah. But do you really think this team needs to take another step forward before it makes a move like this? Because he doesn't know what this team has just yet.
I am a fan of staying ahead and not letting the pack catch back up to you. Right now, the Pistons are ahead.
In the East too, like you said, it's so bad right now.
And it's exactly. And now is the time to strike. And you wouldn't necessarily be giving up the whole farm, for lack of a better word. Would you be giving up something? 100%. Are you giving up the whole farm? Absolutely not. Like, now is the time. Like, I don't want to bring it back to the Lions or any other thing, but the Lions were ahead, and now they're not. Yeah. Like, I don't want that for the Pistons. The Pistons are ahead. They have an opportunity, whatever it is, if it's Trey Murphy, if it's Michael Porter Jr., if it's some other name that we don't know, they have an opportunity to not stay ahead but get even further ahead. Why not take it?
So has Ron Holland officially passed Jaden Ivey in perceived value to Pistons fans?
Amongst Pistons fans, I can definitely tell you I'm seeing that in every single stream and every single chat. I'm not seeing too many people who would put Ivey above Holland right now.
Yeah, I get that. I do, especially since he's a restricted free agent at the end of the year.
Yeah, that makes a huge difference.
So last year hurt him a little bit. Team success without him hurts his stock in Pistons fans' eyes, is what I'm referring to. And let's face it, I don't care who you are, you got to get something, all right? So you're going to have to give up something. So really, how much does that truly matter? I guess my question would be this. We know that there are probably 2 untouchables on this team. I wonder if Asar Thompson is the third.
I hope he is.
I think he's as close to it as you get.
Asar Thompson is my Brian Branch for the Pistons.
Ooh, I love that.
I love Asar Thompson. Like when they drafted him, I love what he represented. I love he and his brother in terms of how they play the game. They played on both ends of the floor, man, and they were willing to learn the offensive side. I've seen him get better this year. I've seen his brother get better. I use his brother too because they're a tag team. Yeah. But just watching what he does, man, and he's not willing. I mean, he's willing to do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
And you're starting to see his shot selection get better. You're starting
Career
to
high
see the
points per
timing
game
when he
this
takes
season.
shots get better. You're starting to see the free throw percentage go up a little bit. And defensive, you're starting to see him not get into foul trouble, if you will. Like those are key things from a guy like that and a player like that. I don't want him to be on another team.
I've noticed a
bar.
trust factor so much different for his teammates to him and about him and the coaching staff with him as well. Although against Utah, I guess he was on the bench late in that game, and I couldn't understand that. But overall, yeah, I mean, that's what I've noticed with Asar Thompson, and I think he is there. So if you're looking for a trilogy, I'm not saying it's the best trilogy in the NBA, but if you're looking for a trilogy and it's Cunningham, Duren, and Thompson, that's a pretty damn good way to go about business night in and night out in the NBA with those three.
And I want to be able to ask Doc later, because when you talk about that three, at one point in time it was Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, and Jalen Duren, who we thought was going to be the big three of this team in the future. With Jaden Ivey, I want to know, what are the risks? We know what the risk is, but no speed, no burst, no athleticism of Ivey from pre-injury. What are the chances that he gets back to that? Because if he does, then he has a chance to get back to the level that Anton is talking about, and that could be something big. But for me personally, my philosophy has changed from this wait and see approach with the restore. Now that because you said it, you got two guys now, and Asar, in my opinion, is quickly becoming one of those three. And you're number one in the East, number two defensive team in the league, and you're putting teams on notice. I think that sometimes it's okay to just push that gas a little bit, but I do trust this front office. They've shown to be very, very savvy, very, very smart, and even their incremental moves have so far made big waves for them.
A young Kobe, Powell, and Artest.
The other thing that people have to realize, and we'll go to a quick commercial break, man, get a word in, we got to pay some of these bills. But another thing is people pay attention to the regular season. This is the regular season. This is still January. This is early. They're winning in the regular season when you're playing one-offs every night. When you get to the playoffs, the play changes. Now can you beat a team 7 games?
Right.
Can you be the first to 4?
That's a big deal.
Can you go in 1,000% is a big deal. Can you do it? We sucked at home last year, which is still funny, but can you do that in the playoffs? Can you keep your play like it is, the defensive prowess that you're playing with, the identity that you built, and how you are contesting shots, and you're making people play at such a terrible rate in the fourth quarter? Can you do that for 2 games, and then a third, and then a fourth? Is this team ready for a 7-game series? That's what you're asking. Not can you win games. They've proven they can win games.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. So many people have told me that if Isaiah Stewart was around last year, they would have beaten the Knicks. Okay?
Yeah.
So
They said that too.
if that's the case, then John Hollinger's
point is wrong.
His point goes right out the window. Because you would have made that next step. I don't know if they would have won, okay? None of us would really know, all right? We think that's the case, but we don't know that, all right? That's like saying this team definitely would have won. They would have beaten the Washington Commanders last year, the Lions, had they had Aiden Hutchinson. Well, I think that's a pretty good guess, but we don't know that. You can't say that confidently. Absolutely they would have won. How do we know, right? But if that's the case and you buy into that philosophy, they would have advanced, then they should be a lot further along than you do know what that missing piece would be. And that missing piece remains what you lost in the offseason and haven't been able to replenish just yet.
And that's what they're trying to figure out. And I think that's what fans are trying to figure out. Were the missing pieces Jaden Ivey and Beef Stew? Or was it someone else?
Or
that's
player
not,
X.
Or is it somebody that's not
player
here?
X.
Both those guys and a deep bench.
Yeah.
And we got all 3 back.
100%.
The deep bench is one thing. I think most teams are only going 8 or 9 guys anyway in the playoffs. They just are, and that's with the good teams. I think that's what they're doing, and that's probably that's what they want. Yeah. They want to run with their guys. But it's a great conversation. And what was it? 3 weeks away, guys? The trade deadline, something like that. 3 weeks away. All right, good stuff.
All-Star break a month away. Yeah, trade deadline 3 weeks away. Okay.
Let's hope we get some motion in those 3 weeks. But in the meantime, you can pop up the Smoothie King where they got plenty of motion for you with the real fruit and protein options that actually help you feel good before and after the workout. Michigan winter can slow you down. Yes, we saw it. Like I said, 1 hour and 27 minutes, 2 hours and 24 minutes. Took Anson to get home. But you know what's open is Smoothie King. Stop by Smoothie King, get those real ingredients, those protein, and make yourself feel good. It is a quick option. Yeah, it's fast food, but guess what? The owner of Smoothie King, Chris Kleber, made sure that he put real protein, real ingredients into this food. So, yeah, it's a fast, quick product, but it will make you feel the way you want to. Feel smarter this winter. Download the Healthy Rewards app and find your go-to blend at smoothieking.com.
That's what's up, man. Yesterday, I sucked that thing down so fast, man. It was so good. By the time I got to my car, it was out, right? All right, Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning is the perfect people to talk to right now. You know why? Because it's getting chilly outside. You want to stay warm, make sure that you contact Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning. Over 40 years, they've been reliable service and treating customers like family. And with winter in full swing, it's the perfect time to schedule regular maintenance to keep your heating system up to date. Fast, dependable, and they're in emergency as well. Go to SharonsHeating.com or call them today, 734-238-3805.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won. We got Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. Head to WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
To any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Go. If you are looking to take your relaxation to the next level, and I know that you are, then you got to visit Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills. It's the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest. And I can tell you this, from my experience with the massage chair that we have here, I can't even imagine a whole warehouse full of these things, man.
Yeah.
It's got to be like walking into a place of just absolute relaxation. Featuring top-tier brands like Infinity and Osaki, this is your destination for premium comfort and cutting-edge wellness technology. Experience the difference with Dr. Eric Duncan, the Wellness Doc, and creator of the #1 YouTube channel for massage chair reviews at the Wellness Doc. Book your visit today at massagechairhouse.com or simply scan the QR code on the screen. Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation. And we back.
We do a shout out to Braylon's friend Mike Hart.
Hey, that
Boston College running backs coach.
There we go.
That's the report.
Hey.
So, congratulations to Mike Hart. You know,
That's
staying
what I'm talking
staying
about.
in the sport he loves. Good for him.
I got a chance to spend some time with him. Frankenmuth at a golf outing this past August. So he said he was ready. He had to take some time off.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? Clear his head, figure out what the aim was, what he wanted to do. And, you know, he said he had charted his path, said he felt comfortable with it. So I'm glad that he's at BC.
Yeah. Good dude, huh?
He's a great guy.
Yeah, good for him.
He's a great guy.
John Harbaugh signs, reportedly, Braylon, a 5-year, $100 million deal with the Giants. That's a lot of money for a coach.
And a coach that's not that good.
Why? Okay, so I wanted to know from you, why do you think it might be a fit? And after that comment, why isn't he that good?
Like, who had a better roster this year, the Ravens or the Giants? From start to finish, better roster.
I would say the Ravens.
And he didn't make the playoffs.
Right.
In a division that was horrible. In a division, not even horrible, just god awful. Like, and this is what he does. Like, you look at him. I just don't think he's necessarily that good of a coach. I don't think his track record would say that he could save the New York Giants that have been a dumpster fire, realistically, with the exception of 1 year for Brian Daboll, since Tom Coughlin left. And to be honest, when he was there, it was a dumpster fire, with the exception of 3 years. 2 years they won a Super Bowl, and 1 year they lost. I just think they're getting a guy that not necessarily he can put it together on both sides. I just think he's not the guy. You look at what he did when he first got there in Baltimore. Look at what happened, what the team looked like when Ray Lewis, Terrell Suggs, and Ed Reed left. Now, I know these are the great players, but it's part of it. When he loses these players, he goes from winning the Super Bowl in 2012, Rays last year when he comes back, to miss the playoffs, 10-6, 5-11, 8-8, 9-7, to drafting Lamar Jackson. Now he's 10-6, lost in the wild card, lost in the division, missed the playoffs, lost in the wild card, lost in the AFC Championship when he had the number one defense in the league, and then he lost last year with the second best team in the AFC, and this year he missed the playoffs. This is who John Harbaugh is. Take away Ed Reed, take away the great players, take 100%. And Ozzie Newsome is drafted amazingly. Ozzie Newsome is no longer there. And look what happened, 9-8 this year.
Right.
So I just don't think he's the guy that I'm bringing in to save a team like the New York Giants. So I don't think it's a fit for me. But as it relates to the Giants, he'll bring stability. He'll bring in some cliche. He'll rock on the defensive side of the ball. He'll strengthen that up because they do have a really good defensive line, and they do have some players over there. Got some players on offense. He'll make them look like the Ravens to where they're competitive, and maybe that's what the Giants need.
Right.
Because it's not what the Giants are right now. Maybe he'll make them to the point where they compete. Maybe they're second place in the NFC East. Maybe they're a playoff team. Maybe they're losing in the first round. So if that's what you're looking for in New York, then you got the right guy. He comes with a clean nose. He comes with a great family, if you will, his brother, his dad, and blah, 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 and all that other stuff. So maybe that's what you want, and maybe that's what you need. I wouldn't hire him to win me a Super Bowl, but maybe that's not what the Giants are after.
Maybe he's the guy before the guy. I don't know the answer to that.
Shoot,
either.
not for $100 million.
Right, exactly.
If he's $100 million, 20 a year, he's the guy.
Well, that's why what I was going to say.
That's crazy talk.
I was going to say maybe people think he's the guy before the guy, but if you're using that kind of capital, you accept him to be more. 13-11 in his playoff career. 11 times he had double-digit wins, which sometimes is saying something. I guess if you're 10-6 all the time, maybe it's not saying that much. But what I was going to ask you is this. He was 10-5 without Lamar Jackson in the playoffs. He's 3-6 with him. How much burden does he carry compared to the quarterback, compared to the player?
Yeah, he's 10-5 because Ray Lewis, once again, is his guy. Ray Lewis is arguably the greatest football player of all time. I don't think he is, but you've heard that conversation with folks. Terrell Suggs, Ed Reed, they led the team. We saw Ed Reed led in college. We've seen the infamous locker room speeches. We've seen what they did with Butch Davis and how they won the national championship. You remove those guys, that's when the playoff record starts to go down.
Right.
That's when you start to see the misses. Shoot, they wouldn't even have made the playoffs. They didn't want to draft Lamar Jackson first and foremost. They drafted him the last pick in 2018, didn't play him until, week 7, week 8? And then they make the playoffs when they put him in. So I'm just saying, they almost missed the playoffs that year as well, too.
The other interesting news is that Matt LaFleur is having some contractual financial numbers difficulties or discrepancies with Green Bay.
Yeah.
They're still working on it. Do you think he moves on from Green Bay, or do you think he's their head coach for a while?
I think he's their head coach for a while, but I think you'll see a scenario where it'll be a friendlier deal for Green Bay, and they'll maybe take something off the table to make this thing work. Because if I'm Matt LaFleur, I don't want to go anywhere else. Like, I don't want to go anywhere else. I like Green Bay. I like the lore. I think there's a lot to love about Green Bay. The defense is figuring some things out. You have a quarterback that can play. It's tough to win in this league without a quarterback. And Jordan Love has shown he can get you to the playoffs. He can play well in the playoffs, so that's good enough. If I'm Matt LaFleur, I'm not trying to mess with that mojo or that chemistry. It's nothing out there that I see where I'm like, oh, yeah, let me go to Arizona or let me go to one of these teams. So I think they're just trying to work on a friendlier deal. Like, hey, we want you here. We'll pay you, but you're not about to get payment like this because this is what you've given us. You've given us stability. But unfortunately, in Green Bay, every coach well, not every coach, but the last two coaches, they got rings. And
yeah, you can't be the second coming of Lindy Infante. I don't disagree with that at all. Here's a little trivia question for you folks. There is one Denver-drafted quarterback all time who Denver drafted who has won a playoff game in Denver. Who is it?
Tim Tebow.
Correct. Blew my mind. Bo Nix has a chance. How did you know that so quickly? I would not have known that until I looked it up. Bo Nix.
So you said Denver and quarterback in playoffs. The first thing that came to my mind was his pass to Demaryius Thomas, rest in peace, in overtime.
Yeah.
So I was just like, Tebow.
Yeah. I mean, I guess immediately I thought Elway, and then I'm like, no.
Baltimore.
He he was drafted by the Colts.
I just watched the Elway doc, so I knew.
It's a good doc.
It is. You know the only thing
doesn't make him look good, but you're right at the beginning.
It does. Not at the end of the day, you can blame it on your father. So it is what it is. I think the only thing about it has no, outside of him losing, it has no turmoil. Like when you watch a doc, you're waiting for the other thing that gives you some meat to the sandwich. It's like his story is, well, I was a great high school player. I was a great college player. I got drafted in baseball. I got drafted in football. I told them, F you, Baltimore. I'm going to Denver. I go to Denver. I have some success. I can't win the Super Bowl. I lose 3 Super Bowls, which I made 3 Super Bowls in a row. I'm making all this money off the field. And then eventually I win 2 Super Bowls and I ride off into the sunset. I lost my wife, but hey, that's a casualty of war. It to me, it was like just a great story, but they didn't really have like that.
I think the only
side.
turmoil would be, you're a snot-nosed kid from California who's trying to dictate, so that's number one. You had players in the NFL, specifically Terry Bradshaw, telling people, then go play baseball. We don't need you in this league.
Yeah, but I don't know. Terry's he's a piece of work.
Yeah, he is a piece of work. I mean, back then he was even a bigger piece of work. Now it's more about, hey, you know what? I'm 4-0 in Super Bowls. No one's ever talking about me.
Also, I'm 75. Leave me alone. Don't poke fun. I'm getting old. Okay, Terry.
Okay, another question for you. I read a very interesting article and I thought of you. It's called the NFL Misery Index.
What?
Yeah.
No, why would you? Because I played for the Browns.
No.
Is that why you?
No,
had that
I did not. I'm
conversation?
sorry. Which non-playoff team has the worst going into the offseason? The Lions were dead last. In other words, they have the least to worry about. How do you make that case? And how do you counteract and contradict that case?
Out of all the non-playoff teams,
18 teams.
Who has the least to worry about?
Yeah, and they have the Lions with the least. Let me read it for you real quick. The future outlook, they have a 9 out of 10. In other words, they feel really good because of what we talked about with the Pistons moments ago. The core, okay? The Lions posted a winning record, only top 10 team in the league, and a point differential to miss the playoffs, okay, after losing both coordinators. You always have to have that when you write about it. The core pieces are under contract. You'd love more draft capital. They do have their first and second round picks. The most important thing is they'll be getting the offensive coordinator hire right. Well, we don't know that, but you sure hope so. Anyway, how secure do you think Lions fans should be, assuming that Brad Holmes is going to continue to do what he's done in the top of the draft, okay? How secure do you think they should be, feeling like they're still okay moving forward?
Well, here's the thing. When you say top of the draft, like this, and I use ain't for effect, ladies and gentlemen, this ain't 21, this ain't 22, and this ain't 23. And we saw what 24 and 25 look like. So let's be careful when we say he gets it right in the first round. to be continued. We'll see. There is faith there. There's faith. There's faith in what the Lions are. Obviously, you know what the skill position is. You always start there, the skill set on offense. There's some players on defense. Jack had a damn good year. He finally stepped out of that shell and became the player that the Lions saw when they drafted him out of Iowa. Aiden Hutchinson had a comeback year, 14.5 sacks, 5 forced fumbles, an interception, et cetera, et cetera. So you have guys. How comfortable I am, what does it look like this offseason? Like, I think this is a space we're in where nobody can really honestly answer this.
So what would your comfortability be out of 10? If this article says 9, what's your comfortability?
7.5.
Okay. Kool-Aid, what's your comfortability?
I would say about an 8.
Anson? One more time.
Sorry, 9.
There you go.
Still figuring that board out.
I can see you out here, and I appreciate
I'm not
it.
worried about these guys. Pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered, man. I'm happy.
Okay.
Everybody always
I like that saying, by the way. I don't think it's appropriate here, but I like the saying very much.
I think we have to be careful. Like, I think there's so much blind faith and loyalty to what this organization has done. I think we spend so much of our time focusing on 23, on 22, focusing on 15 wins and 24 with nothing to show for it. Like, when I say 7.5, when was your last playoff win? Let's start there. Oh, okay, it was 2 seasons ago. Now, are you going to give me the excuse of players being hurt? Okay, well, then that's another issue if that's an excuse.
San Francisco doesn't use it, but go ahead.
But that's what I'm saying. If you're going to use that excuse, now that's another issue. Because here you are using excuses when other teams don't. So that's an excuse. That's an issue. Not winning a playoff game in 2 years, that's an issue. Doubling down on not making moves that everyone knows would have been good moves, even after the season is over, that's an issue for me. So when I say 7.5, the 7.5 is I believe in Brad Holmes. I believe in what Dan Campbell could do if he gets the right offensive coordinator. I believe in the talent on this team, and I believe in this team as a cohesion. Like, I believe in all that. However, these are things that are real pressing matters. In the last 2 seasons, you've struggled to show me that you can change these things. So I think docking you 2.5 is fair.
Well, I'm with you guys 100%. I'm a believer too, but I'm probably the lowest of the 4 of us, and let me explain why.
That sounds like a 6.
Yeah, I'm worried 6.5. I'm worried about your 2 safeties,
draft cap, falling in love
and
with
one of them's got a bad knee.
Yeah, Kirby's really.
I'm worried about the 2 corners. One was hurt and has been hurt in both years and hasn't proven that he's a 1. The other one was a disappointment. Yeah. Okay, you're going to lose one of your linebackers. That's the assumption, unless you want to pay 7.6 for Anzalone.
Take them
who
both.
Was really good, but you might be okay. Your interior defensive line was basically non-existent except for Roy Lopez, okay? Your first-round pick, I think he'll grow into the role, not
weight-wise. You say interior defensive line or offensive line?
Interior defensive line. I'm just starting on the defensive line, okay?
Yeah.
And we don't know about the opposite defensive end. So I don't want to – I'm not panicking here. I'm just saying I'm giving, I think, legitimate. Then you look at center. Your left tackle may move on. So that means either a rookie or you got to go get a free agent. And I still don't know what Christian Mahogany is. I've given you more concerns than you can give me positives. Because the positives we always talk about, besides 15-2, besides a half away from going to the NFC Championship game,
offensive skill set
is about mainly Goff, St. Brown, Gibbs, Laporta, Jamison Williams, and Penei Sewell. Now, Jack Campbell, Aiden Hutchinson, there's 7 guys. That's great. What about all the others? There's big question marks that I think we overlook because of the talent that this team has in those specific players.
And also, too, I think another big thing with that, and I understand that there's podium conversation. I understand that there's, we can't tip our hand and show you exactly what it is. But Brad Holmes has sounded the same at the press conferences and at the podium. He sounded the same since the beginning of last season at the trade deadline. Last season, 2024, then trade deadline, and then 2025 before the season, trade deadline. And then after the 2025 season, when we saw the recap, it sounds the same. And it sounds like an individual that, one, doesn't want to tip his hat, but at the same time talks a little bit too much in interviews and starts to reveal maybe he doesn't fully get it. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I look back 5 years ago. You guys were talking about believing. I remember I remember just wanting to be at the table. So I will say it once again. Pigs get fat and hogs get slaughtered. And the fact is most of these fans, their first taste of any success, and they are hogs. But all they want is just one Super Bowl. And they'll be happy to go back to irrelevance after that. That's never, ever been what I have wanted. 4 straight years of winning football. I don't believe that he's going to change a lot of what he does this offseason. It's the first time since the 50s.
What's the 4 straight years of winning football? I'm confused. Oh, because
9-8, 2 years, 15-2. You guys know the rest.
So I don't count not making the playoffs as winning football, but if you want to have the Mike Tomlin conversation and say he was above 500,
I would love to have the Mike Tomlin conversation in this city
500.
for my entire lifetime.
17 game
and now we have it.
Season though.
And so my thing remains, man.
If you don't adjust, if you don't adapt, if you don't work harder to get to a different spot, then that same little level of, well, we're here, that conversation, how old did that get in Pittsburgh? And they actually have Super Bowls from him to back that up. Like at the end of the day, the goal is to become, you said the goal is to become talked about. How would just one
to sell tickets and have the highest price ticket in the league. Right. That's a goal,
and that's fair. You know what? My goal and my dream was to get to the NFL, and I did that. And then I had to keep working to get to the Pro Bowl. Did that in year 3, but you know what? I didn't necessarily work as hard after year 3 and year 4. And I saw the results. I saw the dip. Year 5, had to bump it up a notch to recover from year 8. Saw the residuals, saw it go back up. Year 6 was a little bit different than year 5. What I'm saying is if you don't keep getting better, you get worse.
Love that.
And that's what the NFL, that's what Brad Holmes and that's what Dan Campbell got to see. Yeah, you were 9-8, but you didn't make the playoffs. So yeah, you stayed on that winning streak. Guess what? You got worse because you didn't make the playoffs. That's more so what I'm saying. So yeah, you're still winning. But that thing can run its course.
I don't care that they've done something that they haven't done from the 50s. You know, back in the 50s, they also won a championship. They haven't done that either. So all I care about, I don't think it's a bad thing to have expectations for your players, your coaches, and your organization. And I think when we start talking about, well, we've strung together four winning seasons, okay, that's fine. But here's the cold, hard truth. They're the only original franchise that has never played for a Super Bowl.
True that.
Okay? Don't give me Cleveland because they left and came back, okay? They're the only – that's embarrassing, man.
So they're the same old Lions? Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying because I don't buy that stuff. It's
said
frustrating.
The same old Lions. You're just saying, like –
yeah,
you know what's embarrassing? Let's have an embarrassing conversation about the current Lions. What's embarrassing is watching that Pittsburgh Steelers game this past Monday night and knowing that team beat the shit out of the Lions. Excuse my friend.
Absolutely.
Sorry, that's embarrassing.
So what was not SOL about us losing that game and missing the playoffs?
Oh, you're saying we are. So you're saying you are
a
SOL.
Legacy of never being good to the point where I can be excited about 4 straight winning years. We are an SOL franchise.
No, we're not.
We are the Detroit Peasants of the NFL.
Oh, no.
Don't do that on this show. Hold on.
No.
Listen, until we get to a Super Bowl.
Hold on.
Comments belong to
wait a second, though. Wait a second, though. How does 31 other cities look at the Lions? The same way they look at the Browns. But not now.
No, they don't.
People don't look at the Lions the same way anymore.
Obviously, that's
I'm spinning around. I don't think they're SOL.
Obviously, that's wrong because the report that he just read came from somebody outside this city talking about what the Lions are, and they are out of all the teams that didn't make it, they're the team closer.
But you didn't let me get the whole way there.
Because you call them the Detroit Peasants. I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
What I'm saying is the whole of the NFL looks at this franchise the same way that they look at the Browns, except for this decade. All right? And that is what Dan and Brad have brought us. And I know it's not a Super Bowl, but they have brought winning football that we care about week in and week out. We're not turning into draft experts and fantasy guys by week 8 like we had for the rest of our lives. They've brought amazing football here.
So what are we supposed to do? Just sit back, say nothing, not be analysts, and watch the show and see what they do? Because when you keep telling me that you haven't talked, not you talking about Brad Holmes, when you say you got things under control and you don't win a playoff game last year, when you tell me we're good and then you troll the fan base during the season and before the season, and you don't even make the playoffs. In fact, you had an opportunity down the stretch, and you had an opportunity to do it against some teams that weren't necessarily that good. And you bombed. Like, so we're just supposed to sit back and relax and
so
say,
if they go,
hey, well, you know what? That's the show. We'll see you guys in August.
If they go 9-8 next year, it's 5 straight winning seasons. Great, man. At least you're giving me winning football, but you don't make the playoffs? No, the bar has got to be higher, and especially with this talent. If I can say the bar is higher for every team in this city, then it should be the highest for the Lions because they have the most talent, at least this year and the previous years, last 2 years, of any of the teams combined, okay? They had more talent than the Tigers had. They had more talent than the Pistons had. They have more talent than the Red Wings have. I'm happy that they've got winning seasons. That's great. Yeah. I want a Super Bowl, and I don't think it's asking too much to do that. I'll give you a quick example here. The Bills, do you think they're satisfied? Hell no, they're not satisfied.
McDermott might get fired.
He might get fired. I don't know. Here's what I do know, all right, when it comes to Buffalo. They are one of 4 teams in NFL history with playoff wins in 6 straight years, okay? Here are the other teams. New England, 2011 through 2018, they won 3 Super Bowls. Kansas City, 2018 through 2021, they won 3 Super Bowls. Dallas, 1991 through 1996, they won 3 Super Bowls. All right? Great to have consecutive winning seasons like that. I want a ring. And I think everybody in this city, I don't care how old they are, feels like they deserve it.
100%.
I think also, too, is... Oh, go ahead, Cool.
No, I was going to say, the 8 that I gave them, that's me taking steps back and looking from afar and saying, because you've had some winning seasons, because you have some talent, but I am no longer as just, you know what, I've seen Brad win, so I'll do it again. No, the things that I thought were problems that I just said I'll overlook that, those things snuck up and bit them really, really bad this year. There's no excuse as it relates, and I get it, we're missing our safeties, but if all the eggs are in the basket of those safeties, we got some serious problems if we're talking about Super Bowl. And they told us Super Bowl. From the owner to the front office to the coach. Yeah. They said this. Yeah. Dan stood up there after San Francisco and said it's tough to get back, but we're going to. Yeah. We're going to work like heck to get back. These are the things they told us. And if that's the mindset they want us to have as fans, and we're seeing this team be able to actually get to that level, that's what I'm expecting, and that's what I want to hold them to. For
sure. Also, too, the big thing about it is, and this is we could temper the conversation down and get a little intense in here. Got a little tense in here, but no. Is the other thing too, Anson, is you look at any team that's won the Super Bowl in the last 15 years. Shoot, you brought up Dallas. Like they've made moves, they made pieces, they've tried some things, they've been aggressive to be able to seal the deal, to be able to tie a bow in that thing. As good as the Dallas Cowboys were in those first 2 runs, what did they go do? As good as they were, what did they say? We got to beat those 49ers. How you going to beat the 49ers? Well, let's go get Deion.
Right.
Like, these are the moves, and I'm not saying you got to go get Deion or the heir apparent to it today, but you got to make moves. Every team that has won the Super Bowl, you brought up the Chiefs. You know what I mean? Moves they made, whether it was Frank Clark, whether it was Tyrann Mathieu, Honey Badger, you go down the list of wide receivers and tight ends they bought. You talk about the Rams they won. We use that till we're blue in the face, talking about the moves that the Rams made, whether it was Von Miller, whether it was Odell Beckham, whether it was Leonard Floyd, adding to that defense, with some guys they added to the offense as well. So you got to make moves. The Eagles had their players both times. So you got to make moves that are aggressive, that change your style when you don't make it.
I think people can understand why there's some slight concern. I think it gets a little bit glossed over because of how good a lot of the players on this team are, and I think they're really good. Okay, they are top 10 at their positions, but there's a lot more holes than we've that we've in general talked about. And I think at some point, maybe it's when the Super Bowl is over and the draft is upon us. But when you look at this team, you recognize, man, there's some huge question marks, and it's not going to be fixed just through the draft. It's got to be fixed in some other ways, too. Quick timeout, right? Caesars and Jack's Car Wash. And when we come back, this will be kind of an interesting thing on quarterbacks in the National Football League playoffs this year, where they were chosen. That's after this on the Braylon Edwards Show.
Hey, I told you guys a while back, your money on Cade as the MVP could be well spent. But the best part is, all you have to do is go to Caesars Sportsbook, you put in WSN, and you're going to get $1,000 coverage on your bet. Ooh. It doesn't hit, you get that $1,000 back.
It's crazy.
That's right. Head on over to Caesars Sportsbook. You see it there on your screen, and make sure you put that Woodward 1000 in there to get that $1,000 bet covered. I'm telling you, that good money on Cade for MVP this year. I like it.
Woodward Sports and Jack's Car Wash are partnered up to hook you up with a free car wash. Text WSN to 888-522-1729 and enjoy top-tier service with free vacuums, compressed air, and MAC cleaning room stations. What you should do is join our Unlimited Club and take full advantage of all the perks of being a member. Wash at any of the 40 locations around the states, and all the amenities and everything comes with you, and it comes in that package. Upgrades for interior cleaning, all these things, man. Jack's Car Wash. Look how nice it is. Yeah, it snowed yesterday, but look at the sun out. Wouldn't you like to have a fresh car wash? I know I would. Go to jackscarwash.com.
Yes. That's awesome.
Frostbite straight from the divine. Cold rush on my skin feels so fine. Muscle freeze, the ache. No side effects, no mistake. Chill Sub-Zero. Icy and true. Feel the chill. It's all for you. It's not magic, just science play. Chill Sub-Zero.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Let's go.
Attention sports fans.
Let's go.
Don't miss expert sports injury insights from Dr. Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Catch Dr. Pierce every Tuesday on Big D Energy as well as Thursday right here on the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, where he shares top-tier advice to help keep athletes in peak condition. Want to ask him a bunch of questions about some of these guys playing in the playoffs too, see what he thinks about that. Trust the guy we trust, and here's how you help stay in the game and perform at your best. Call 248-426-9944 or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com.
If I put up the microphone up right now to my stomach, you'd hear it growl because I'm doing this Buddies commercial, right? Love Buddies. Absolutely love it. Created as the original Detroit-style pizza back in 1946. They got 20 locations. It's the best there is. If you've had it before, you understand what I'm saying. If you haven't had it before, shame on you. Get after it because it's really, really good. Save 10% right now off your entire order using promo code 10MEAL. That's 10MEAL. I'll tell you this.
And we bet.
In our studio here in our family room, we'll call it the family room, we get some golf on there every once in a while.
We need a real family room atmosphere. Like,
I agree with you.
That's what you keep clamoring for, man.
I have clamored
for
it.
The big clunky desk. Get this out of here, man. Get a little more.
Anson's going to get it done.
I believe it.
I truly believe that.
Got the telestrator right
there.
Please.
Here's my question. Will that happen before Michael Porter Jr. becomes a Piston? That's the big question. But anyway, we digress. Anyway, I'm watching golf a little bit while you're doing your commercial, and I'm thinking, wow, I wish I was playing golf right now. Welcome back. This is the quarterbacks left in the NFL tournament.
Yeah.
And this is where they're drafted, courtesy of CBS Sports. So thank you, CBS Sports. Matthew Stafford, of course, was drafted. We all know that. Yeah. Number 1 overall in 2009 by the Lions. Caleb Williams, first overall in 2024, right? Yeah. C.J. Stroud was drafted second. by Houston in 2022. Sam Darnold was drafted 3rd in 2018. Drake May, 3rd in 2024. Josh Allen drafted 7th behind Sam Darnold in the same draft, 2018. And Bo Nix, 12th in the 2024. What a draft that was for 2024. You got 3 guys from that. Yeah. And then you've got Brock Purdy at 200, Mr. Irrelevant, 262nd in 2022. What's that tell you? Anything? Or did we read too much into it?
I don't think we read it too much into it. You look at what I think we read too much into it. I think they are where they're supposed to be. I think what we're looking at here is where you go matters.
The team and the system, you're saying?
The system you goes to matter.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at what Caleb Williams was 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, well, yeah, last year and the year before. Mm-hmm. You look what that looked like. It didn't look good with Matt Eberflus. Insert Ben Johnson looks a bit different. The confidence is coming back. He's becoming a better version of himself. Sam Darnold, like he got drafted to the New York Jets. I see ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
I was at that game on Monday Night Football. Jets were horrible. Adam Gase was the head coach. They couldn't figure out. The Jets still can't figure out realistically, hoping Aaron Glenn gets it together this year with 2 first-round picks. But now he's had Kevin O'Connell lead him into where he is this year. It looks a lot different for him. Josh Allen, same thing, and Brock Purdy. So I see where you goes matters. But Matt Stafford, number one, he made it work.
And coaching, like you said this about John Harbaugh, that discussion. It's the same thing here, okay?
Special teams guy.
Maybe,
rah-rah.
Maybe, just maybe, he was a DC for 1 year. Maybe Sam Darnold, maybe that change of scenery was vital. He gets Kevin O'Connell, and now he's got a guy like Jake Peetz, who's his passing coordinator there in Seattle, and maybe that's what's really helped him. I don't know. Pete's, by the way, in town for an interview. So the Lions OC interviews with Jake Peetz. Zach Robinson is due, I think, sometime later on this week, maybe this weekend.
Your guy.
T. Martin, Baltimore quarterback.
Baltimore,
yeah.
National champ. You want to get a trivia question and stun somebody?
I was just going to
ask them about the Tennessee National Championship.
Because
it wasn't Peyton Manning.
No, it wasn't Peyton Manning.
It's Travis Stevens, T. Martin, and Peerless Price, baby.
The other one is
Peerless Price. That's the name.
A couple others, obviously Mike McDaniel, Mike Kafka, and Arthur Smith. Which
you can keep him.
Yeah,
you can keep him.
I thought the same thing.
I've been hearing he's an offensive genius since before he took the Falcons job, and I just never have been impressed with him as a head coach, him as an offensive coordinator. I understand this year, not all his fault. Yeah, wonky offense, blah blah blah, old quarterback, but you had enough, and it just looked like watching paint dry.
I was cracking up because I sent that to them in the group chat this morning, man, just without context, and both of their responses, man, they had me in stitches, man, straight up.
We understand we need new. We understand we want to go outside of what the Lions have. We want to go somewhere, pick up a coordinator, to come in here, be innovative, change the system up a little bit. You have so much to work with. You don't
Arthur
have to change
Smith.
much. I know we want something different. Just because we want something different don't mean every name that comes up sounds good.
Exactly.
So Lions fans, it's
Thank you.
okay.
Thank you,
like
bro.
you realize what your team is. Like maybe I gotta tell you who your team is. You realize how good the Lions can be. You realize how good they were last year and the year before that. You realize what they're on the trajectory potentially if you put the right person in play for. You're desperate, but not like that. Not like that. I don't know. Arthur Smith's not it. Like, don't bring Arthur Smith up here with your mustache. Get out of here.
When you started that, I almost pulled the Kool-Aid and said, "Talk about it," because that's exactly how I feel. That's exactly how I feel.
I was wondering how he got the head coaching job with the Falcons, and I found out his father helped start Home Depot with Arthur Blank or something along those lines.
Goodness.
I was like, that makes a lot of sense.
Kyle Pitts don't miss him.
Doesn't that make you think so much less of the owner? When
Nepotism's real.
Yeah, it is. It's completely real. There's no doubt about that.
I'm buddies with the owner of Woodward Sports. That's how I got here.
Makes one of
us. What's it like playing in the cold? Because we see the Bears, the Caleb Williams numbers associated with the temperature and everything. I don't know how real you think that is. And then we see
he's calling himself the Iceman.
Is he calling himself the Iceman or somebody else?
Bro, I think merch was released today from the Bears.
Really?
So
he can't have that. That's George Gervin.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he did.
You know what?
This isn't me defending Caleb because obviously George is my guy. Shout out to Detroit. I don't think it's Caleb that called him that because after the last two games, DJ Moore, because DJ Moore called it overtime the first time, or 2-3 weeks ago, and then he called another one. But they were calling him that. So I don't know if that was him.
Well,
the Iceman with French tips.
I didn't think it was. If you got to give yourself a nickname, I say,
shout out to LeBron.
I already gave him one. It's the Catfish.
How long are you going to hold on to the Catfish?
As long as he's not a generational quarterback.
Cousins, man.
They said he was the best quarterback to come out in a decade, and I haven't seen that yet.
But what does that have to do with Caleb Williams?
Right.
Like Caleb Williams
He
never
catfished the country.
But how did he catfish the country? He didn't catfish the country.
He fooled them all.
He won the Heisman and then got drafted first overall, like most quarterbacks are doing today. That's not a catfish. That's the going rate.
That's
defend him all you
fulfilling
want.
it.
Why don't you call Zach Wilson?
You defend him all you want.
I'm not defending Anson. I'm just having a conversation. Why don't you call Zach Wilson the catfish? Why don't you call Trey Lance the catfish?
Because nobody said Zach Wilson was going to change the world.
People in New York, dumbasses, thought that.
Yeah, but we're talking about Jets now. We're talking about Jets.
Well, hold on a second. Caleb Williams, look, it's not like I'm a massive fan, but he has done. You can't take away what he's done.
I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback.
No, I know you're not. But you're saying he's a catfish. It's not his fault that other people thought. It's the same thing with Arch Manning that I had this debate. It's not his fault that everyone's saying he should be a Heisman. I'm like, what are you kidding me? The dude has barely played. And he didn't ask for that. Those are people spouting off about that. And it's the same thing with Caleb Williams. You may not like him. You may not like the Bears. What he's done is pretty impressive.
He's pretty damn good in the fourth quarter. I'll give him that.
He's pretty damn good. But the cold is different, right? Doc will be with us here in a moment. The cold is different, right?
Playing in the cold is different too, especially like if you're a team that is from that cold, you do have the one up. Like when I was playing in Cleveland, when I was playing in New York, Rex, Romeo Cornell, Eric Mangini, they all like to practice outside. So you keep that advantage. Most teams that are coming from the warmth, they're practicing outside where it's warm, or they're practicing inside where it still is warm. So you're used to that. The ball spins a lot different. That spiral in the wintertime, especially around now, it's as tight as, well, I can't say this term on air, but it's tight. And then when you look at the hands, like hands get frozen.
Yes.
Like you're legitimately having to warm your hands up at all times. You're having to keep the warmers in and make sure that you can use them. The ball gets hard. Tackling. When you get tackled when it's cold outside, those pads, they pop. They get loud. Those like the hits, they hurt a lot more. If you're not ready for that, like if your mental isn't dialed into that, like it's a mental, like even though it's physical, we're talking about the weather, I'm talking about cold, I'm talking about fingers and hands. That mental, it better be sharp come January.
Amen to that, man.
It better be sharp when you're playing NFL playoff ball in January outside. Like that game against Chicago and the Rams, the best thing the Rams have going for them is they got a quarterback that started playing outside in the beginning of his career and understands how to play outside. You saw that last year with the Rams and the Eagles. Because if they didn't have him, like look at a guy like Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold has played all of his ball his whole life in warm weather, with the exception of the Jets. But they didn't make the playoffs, so you're not playing a really cold game. Born in Cali, played in Cali, went to USC, did those things, went down to Carolina, played down there, played for the Rams, played indoors with the Minnesota Vikings. Like that's why sometimes home field advantage matters. Because if Seattle had to go on the road to Chicago, if Seattle had to go on the road to the Eagles, if they had to go on the road to a cold weather spot, who knows if Sam Darnold can do it, because he doesn't have anything that says he can.
It's a great conversation. We'll have more of that tomorrow on the Braylon Edwards Show when we come back. Dr. James Pierce is going to join us. Excited for this because he's going to give us an opportunity to hear. Jeff Pierce is going to tell us what is up with some of the injuries in today's sports, specifically the NFL playoffs. Dr. Jeffrey Pierce joins us after this from Black Rock and Lady Jane's.
The place that still sizzles every single day. Black Rock Bar and Grill, it is a sizzle above the rest. Make sure you mention Woodward Sports and get 20% off your food bill. Also, check this out. How about you come out to Davidson, Michigan on January 28th from 5 to 7. The heavyweights will be there for round 3 of the Menu Taste Fest. And also, Darren McCarty, he has his own signature steak now. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's called the Enforcer Cut. 25 ounces ribeye inspired by the legend himself. Why don't you do this? Find a location near you. Go to blackrockrestaurants.com.
Jeffrey Pierce is with us. Looking forward to that. He had to come through Lady Jane's. He could have gotten his hair cut, and by the time he got it cut, he would have been right up here talking with us. It's that quick. You walk in, you sign in. Before you know it, you're handsome, you're clean. Maybe not as much as Doc, but you're pretty close to it. Lady Jane's, open 10 till 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It is wicked awesome.
Big injuries, big news. games. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
Let's give it up for David Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Like a frostbite straight from the divine. Cold rush on my skin feels so fine. Muscle freeze, the ache. No side effects, no mistake. Chill sub-zero. Icy and true. Feel the chill. It's all for you. It's not magic, just science play. Chill sub-zero.
Head to WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com. Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball. You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
Go.
It's good to have Doc back.
We back.
What's up, Doc?
It's been a while. Man. So let's dive right into this. Matthew Stafford and the Rams play in Chicago. Matthew Stafford injured his hand. He says it's going to be good to go. It's going to be cold. It's going to be windy. How challenging will that be for Matthew Stafford against the Bears?
It's Matthew Stafford. I am a fan. He's a warrior. He's a warrior. He's going to tell you he's playing. He's got no excuses. He comes back and he plays. And we showed the old clips on Woodward about him dislocating his shoulder, and then he basically came back and
This is
played.
the hand right here.
So this is the hand. So this are your fingers. So everything works very well. We can look both ways, right?
Yeah.
So we're looking, that's the distal part of it, the DIP. So that is the bottom tendons. What you're looking at now is the ligaments in the bone right there. So there's a joint. Every joint has everything in it. It has the cushions. It has the ligaments going over it. It has the muscle going over it. So it's very sensitive. So the index finger, very important to his throwing hand to kind of control that ball.
That's
So
awesome.
he's probably going to be some secret sauce before that game to take some of that discomfort away, because he is going to play. He's playing without it wrapped because he can't have it wrapped because it doesn't give him that feel on the
How
football.
about a glove?
Well, the glove, wouldn't be surprised if he's in a glove. Okay. The glove should create some extra support and some compression. You want that compression. But you realize the hand is such an intrinsic part. I guess we're going to concussion now. But basically,
it was the same loop.
Yeah. But basically, what you're looking at with Stafford is, number one, he's playing through it, right? I'll deal with this at the end of the season. I'm going to tape it up. I'm going to brace it. I'm going to do everything when I'm coming off the field. A glove would probably help. You know, the little brace will help, some maybe with tape, but you have to have that integrity of the ligament, of the joint. So he's,
good.
It's pretty good.
Good. All right.
But I think Stafford's attitude is really what the key part is.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, he's a warrior.
One of the interesting things about playing in the cold weather, and once you get to the playoffs too, you can talk about this, is the soft tissue injuries that people have, like whether it's a hamstring, whether it's a groin. When you're playing and you have those things and it's 90 degrees outside, it's not hard to stay warm. But when you're playing in the cold weather, Devontae Adams has a hamstring, and then there's another injury. Talk about how hard it is to stay warm throughout the course of a game, because legitimately you're on the field for a couple plays, now you're warmed up, then you're off the field, you got to stay warmed up. How hard is it for guys with hamstrings and groins in the playoffs in these cold weather spots? Chicago's going to be 15 degrees at kickoff, which means it's going to feel like -2.
Yeah, so it is. I mean, the NFL's done a great job with trying to keep these guys warm, kind of keeping that temperature where it's not jumping up and down. But you're talking about the muscle movement, right? You're talking about the activity level. It's like getting on the bike, coming off the bike. What's going on? I mean, that's in normal temperatures. You're kind of doing that anyhow. When you have to have an explosive game, you're explosive. I don't know if there's an actual stat. We should look at it. Their explosiveness in the cold versus the warm versus regular.
Guarantee is different.
There's a big difference, let alone we blame it on the footing and the ground, but there's going to be a difference. Like for Adams, he's not going to have that explosiveness. He doesn't have it already, so the cold is going to be a benefit to him because everybody's kind of in the same situation.
Well, that's a good way to look at it. I never thought of it that way.
His cold, what do we do for that? We usually want you in the cold. Like when you get hurt, when your whole body hurts, you do cryotherapy. So this is like cryotherapy, but your blood system's moving. So your anatomical parts and your blood parts is actually circulating. So for him, he's a half a step off because he's got a bad hamstring. Let's just call it a half.
Nice.
And now
I love that. No, I never looked at it like that. All right, let me get one more. There's an increased optimism in San Francisco.
Yes.
Not because they got to play against Seattle, but because Fred Warner, their middle linebacker, who is one of the best at his position, about 95 days ago, literally fractured his ankle and dislocated it. He's back running right now. They're talking about possibly him playing.
T.O.
How impressive is that, even if he might be ready for the NFC Championship game if they win?
Well, this is classic. This is a lot like Hutchinson stuff from last year. What's going to happen? Is he ready? Is he 100%? Could he use another month and a half to rehab and recover? Yes. The answer is yes. Put him on the field today. It's that whole thing. Is he zero pain? Is he recovering? Can he perform at 80%? Birdie said it himself. Him in the locker room, just the presence of him in the locker room, changes everybody's attitude. With him going on in the attitude, so you're looking at the ankle here. That's the tibia, and the fib is the smaller one. And that's fractures. But we're looking at the ankle. There's a lot of anatomy in the ankle. The ankle's the most disrespected joint in in and we walk on it.
It complains about that a lot, I heard.
It's important.
Yeah. I heard the ankle is constantly complaining. Yeah. You're disrespecting me.
Yeah. It is.
It is. It's total disrespect. But when you have an injury to it, there's so many intricacies of it to recover. I mean, here we're showing an Achilles. That's the Achilles tendon. I'll get into that next time, but I have a whole theory on Achilles tendons. But to answer your question, he is a force mentally in the locker room, which shouldn't be underestimated. His abilities to be there and suit up, I think, is motivating for that team itself. For him to be 100%, he's not playing 100%. Yeah. Can he secret sauces and get to that 80, 90? I think so, because he's a warrior too. He wants to be on that field. I think the point was for San Francisco is we take care of Seattle, give him another week, and he's playing with us next week.
This is similar to what happened in the Super Bowl with Terrell Owens.
Yeah.
When Philadelphia, he had to pinpoint his is different, but his is a foot. But similar.
Still.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at motivation, you're looking at time of season, all that. I do want to give the viewers something. Like right now, and I'll put it out to the both of you. Okay. Neil asked me a funny question. If I could devise a device for safety of the game, how would you handle it? So I thought about, we talked about turf, but I also want to talk about if I created a machine that took you from head to toe and look at your muscle imbalances, and I pick up that you have a 70% difference. You have 70% of what you have 100% on your right foot versus your left foot. So now you're prone to a potential Achilles tendon injury. Do I let you play do I let you play at 70% and wing it, or do I go and recover you and wait till you're 100% so I have injury
How big
prevention?
is the game?
Let's go. We got to win 3 out of the next 4.
Oh, nah, I'm not playing.
You're not playing?
Nah.
Playoffs?
Yes.
Okay.
Because if we have to win 3 out of 4, then I'm essentially risking an injury in the first game, and where it's not even close to a guarantee we're going to make it in.
What if it's the last game of the season? You need it to make the playoffs.
And I'm 70 and 100. Well, 70 and whatever 100 looks like. Yeah, I'm gonna play, but I know that when it pops, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, I thought
right.
you'd play.
But we told, like basketball, we can look at that. We look at the imperfections. We look at what's going on.
And then you put it on the player. Like that would be the device. This is what it is.
Right.
Now, what are you choosing?
Well, you got the player, you got the coach, you got the lawyers, you got the agents, you got everybody.
The trainers who don't want to take the responsibility.
It really falls on the player. Like if you're presenting this idea, let's call it an app. Everything is app. If you're presenting this platform to show you, and then you show me, like it's not going to be up to the coach. 70%. So that takes us out of the coach. That takes us out of Doc's hands. It really is on the player.
Didn't work for Max Crosby, unfortunately.
But the thing you forget, or Kittle.
But they weren't playing for playoffs.
That's right. That's a great point. Yeah. And Kittle's out. I mean,
Kittle's out. But you knew that didn't happen there. You knew he was having something nagging.
Oh.
But the point I want to bring up that you will admit to, a lot of players will not admit to any type of small injuries, right?
So then by the time we get to it, we missed the window to prevent it from getting to what happened to Kittle.
Gotcha.
You're right. Because you try to tuck it, especially like players won't admit 100% because money gets involved. You don't want to miss a spot. You don't want to miss an opportunity. And then also you don't want to let your team down. This is just
it's a percentage.
That's good.
It's not 100% you're going to injure.
That
How many guys play injured? The other point I want to make is these guys, I love the point that was made this morning that this week off, you lose your warrior mentality during that week. And we're not warm, we're not ready, we're a little
locked
bit,
into it. And
you're a little bit softer. So I never looked at it that way. The week, these guys are not necessarily, the week off hasn't been a benefit. Look at the college rankings.
Well, what do you mean? Indiana had a week off. What are you talking about?
Well, I'm saying except for Indiana. Percentage-wise, if we go percentage-wise, what is it, 6 for 8 for the last 2 years?
Yeah, 6 for 8.
6 for 8 have lost.
Lost, right, if they had the bye. Yeah. And then with the NFL teams, what is it?
I don't know.
Does
anybody know
this
that
will be the first one because it was last week they had to buy.
But last year they had the same.
To your point.
Yeah.
Lions lost.
Yes, they did.
Lions lost.
They had to buy Lions lost.
We're well aware of that.
We didn't want to bring that up, but thank you.
Well, I mean, you brought the concept up. There is something to that, and I'll say it from the other side. I'll say it from playing in those games and not having the bye. What you have to do to get into the playoffs at the end, you stay locked into the rhythm. I mean, look at how many games. Yeah, just look at some of the teams. Look at the Texans. Texans won 10 games in a row.
Yeah,
like their defense is humping on all cylinders.
Yes.
Like, and they didn't get a bye, so they were ready to play the Steelers and beat the hell out of the Steelers, and that's what it looked like. That's what it looked like for us when I was with the Jets. Like when we beat the Patriots were the number 1 seed in the league. They had the bye week. We were coming from making sure we got into the playoffs, finishing strong after they beat us up in week 11 or so. We were rocking and rolling. That bye week, man, it takes you off your game. It calms you down a little bit. You cannot operate in that bye week like you would if you were operating to play a game. So then when you get to play a game, we've been waiting for y'all. Like we've been waiting for you guys, and you got to get into the rhythm. And when the game starts, we took it out of the Patriots' hands at the beginning of the game. We had an interception, and we scored a touchdown within like the first 3 minutes, and they were already slow. So to your point, yeah,
it'd be interesting. Lions actually the last 5 years have a very good record after their regular season bye. A lot of teams, it's about 50-50 from what I can recall. But it's great stuff. It's something to think about. I appreciate it. Great to see you as always. Next time, show up a little bit earlier. We'll have a longer conversation. Always good to have you.
I'm working these days.
We appreciate you guys joining us too on the Braylon Edwards Show. We're back with you tomorrow, 2 o'clock here.
got
on
Braylon's
Woodward
injury.
Sports.
I always got something going on.
Let's hope you're healthy tomorrow.
It's a nerve. It's a nerve.
Not nervous ligament.
That's, you know what it is.
It's a nervous
ligament. It's
ligament.
me getting on his nerve. That's the
right.
problem. Okay.
Nervous
The
ligament.
love here. I love it.
Don't forget the heavyweights at 5 tonight.
See you tomorrow. So,
Looking for your daily sports fix? Look no further. Join Braylon Edwards, the University of Michigan legend.
Lofting it, right corner of the end zone for Braylon, up in the air. Touchdown, Michigan!
And Shep,
Do you believe this comeback?
your favorite sports commentator, as they tackle the hottest topics in the world of sports. Catch the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Get ready to laugh, learn, and love sports like never before.